Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. I already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. And listen, a lot more things to discuss. Salute to my man Trent in the building. I'm loving the emojis. You already know what it is. The one of one, the rare one. There's a lot of things to discuss tonight. We had another press conference. Mitch Kupchak strikes again. You know, Mitch Kupchak out here flexing this summer, ladies and gentlemen. When the last time we seen Mitty running around here like this? You know, Mitch Kupchak making a name for himself like he already had it, you know, but it's time for him to, you know, establish his fingerprints in Charlotte, and it's starting to look like they have the steps to victory. And I think that we're going to see really the Charlotte Hornets turn the page. You know, I'm not sure exactly which direction, how high the Charlotte Hornets are about to take it up to, but I do believe a page is about to get turned in the Queen City, and Lamelo Ball and Mitch Kupchak, they like the tag team champions right now. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. When they was sitting next to each other at the podium, they was in sync, in line, you know, one another. It's for the first time ever, I think in a long time, I think ever, in Charlotte. They look like they're a well-run organization, and from top to bottom, you got ownership, you got management, the number one option basketball floor, also coaching. Now, let me leave him out as well. Clifford's name was brought up heavily all throughout, and like I said, Lamelo and Mitch, though, these two, I ain't never seen it this together. And the Charlotte Hornets is about to take it up, man. Make sure you hit the like button. We're about to break a lot of things down. There's so much to discuss. It was so many key things to pick up on if you know, missed it and things went over your head. Shout out to everybody rocking with the Charlotte Hornets. Salute to everybody rocking with LaMelo Ball, MB1. Listen, I got my man Uncle Vern. I got DJ Gemini from the 504. What's the deal? It's Flight Sports TV. What's your thoughts on what's going on?
What's up, Flight? What's up, Gemini? Hey, Flight, look here. Hey, what's going on? Hey, look here, Flight. This ain't nothing new. Hey, Flight, I would follow you. I wouldn't even be surprised about none of this, Flight. This is all part of the plan. It ain't really part of the plan. It was just the fact that Melo wasn't really part of the big plan anyway. The picture wasn't about him. Now it's clear to the organization, to the new regime, that it's about Melo right now. So this right here, this is just the tip of the iceberg, Flight. Thank you. What's up, Gemini?
Yeah. Gemini, were you able to watch the press conference today?
I watched it, and actually this time he presented it the right way. The way it should have been presented, Mitch. He presented it the way that it should have been presented when he was up there with Bridges.
Right. I think what's going on, I'm not trying to cast no aspersions or give a lifeline to Mitch Kupchak, but it seemed like he wanted to deal with the guys individually. Even today, you know, it was a Melo press conference. They tried to basically discuss free agency. We all knew who they was alluding to. We'll get into this later on tonight, but the PJ Washington dynamic. He seemed very like he wasn't ready to discuss that right then and there. So maybe it could have been something like that. He was trying to diverge and keep it on Miles and the seriousness of the situation. What you think?
I mean, yes, I could definitely see the aspect of it. Is just when they brought up the leadership, and that was the last name that you mentioned, but this time within the interview, you finally said who's your floor general. So I mean, that's what I mean. Because at first he brought up Hayward and Terry, but now look at the way he handled this interview with Lamelo, totally different.
Right.
So
I like the way the organization is moving. You know, they're moving on the up and ups, and that's what I'm
Hey,
peeping. What
hey,
is?
hey, 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 wait, hold on. Hey, so, hey, well, go ahead. Go ahead, Flat. I'm
No,
sorry.
go ahead.
I want to ask a question. Go ahead.
What's the question?
Go ahead. Okay, the question was this. To do with that. Look here. Okay. They had a long time to do this with Melo. You understand me? They could have did this a long time ago, but they had to sign him back. Even if it was the old regime idea or the new regime idea. This could have been done a long time ago. You know, this should have been, actually, it could have been done. Of course it could have been. It should have been done a long time ago. But that wasn't the old regime's plan, Gemini. You know,
no,
that's my opinion. So
no,
that
what
wasn't their plan. And matter of fact, this day when they rolled them, they would have sold the team. That's my opinion.
well,
This
no,
day was
what
never a roll.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Uncle Vern.
Okay.
What I'm stating is when Mitch was asked a question and he brought up who are his leaders on the team, the order that he gave was not the correct order. And this time in this interview, you can tell from the body language, you can tell from the energy, the synchronization of both of them. You can tell that he misspoke the previous interview. That is what I'm stating.
He made it
Because
very clear that LaMelo Ball is the cornerstone of the franchise.
Okay.
right, but when he was up there with Bridges, he brought up Hayward, then he brought up Terry, he brought up somebody else, then he said LaMelo. So it clearly shows that the order was wrong that he gave with Bridges. That's all I'm pointing out.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. That sounds like more like the old regime right there. So that answers my question right there. They still thinking that as far as the old regime go. They still featuring Rozier and Gordon Hayward again. I see. It makes sense. But then you got to look at the salaries, though. So they demanding those kind of salaries. So they demanding those kind of talks. Same thing with Miles Bridges and the rest of them.
Right, but when he was asked a clear cut question, and one thing I will give him, he did not dodge the question. He did answer the question, but I just felt he gave the wrong order for the order that he gave.
I agree. I agree. I
So,
agree.
what are the Charlotte Hornets
Yeah,
taking?
definitely.
You know, after this, you know, from here, I think the sky's the limit. It seems like they are ready to win, and they kept echoing that all of the pieces that they looking for that they need are in the system. You know, they just need to basically look like everybody need to bring their A game. What do you think?
That is why I feel Thor needs to step up. Like when I go over their roster, I is when I say I have concerns with them in the front court, I mean off of what I have seen them do up to this point. But Thor, I think he can develop into a nice four, but for I I think they need a couple of more pieces with higher motors than what they have. Because they have the young man with the different color hair. I'm sorry, I can't call his name right now. But he
Kai
has the
Jones.
okay, Kai Jones. If you look at his motor is high, right? But if you actually pay attention to his game, he's constantly out of control. So yes, he has a high motor, but he's constantly out of control.
Yeah, that don't work. That don't work with winning.
Listen,
That don't bring
I
like
still
about
think
a
they
lot of
need to make a
wins.
move. He did mention that the Hornets could use a backup point guard, a backup ball handler. So it'll be interesting to see if they go that route. Yeah, he says a veteran presence, but he didn't feel like a drastic move needed to be made.
No, I think Terry. Honestly, if you honestly ask me, I would slide Terry to the PG role because that's also what he played at Boston, and he already has experience there. And I would figure out my actual shooting guard rotation
Hey, can I ask a question before you go any further? Why would you put Terry Rozier at point guard?
because
Why?
he previous played that at Boston, and he was pretty decent.
Okay, all right. Yeah, he's not turnover pro, but I didn't understand the logic of that
Well,
doing.
he is technically, you can view him as a scoring point,
Yeah, he
but
is.
still he can do the ball handling because he has done that previously. So as far as basketball IQ, I will give him at least at about a 70%.
Yeah,
So he can get you over the hump while you're trying to draft the future as a backup. But this will also
right.
eliminate a huge problem at the shooting guard position. So this will, I guess, clear out a lot of confusion, and they can have a better chemistry. Because if you look at them during summer league, they were all the shooting guards was in competition with themselves,
Right,
fighting for a
exactly.
position, trying to understand the system, trying to understand what's being asked of them. So that's the part where I would definitely move Terry to the backup,
Yeah,
and he could give you that scoring punch with the second squad.
right, exactly. And right. Okay, I was gonna say that was the main thing. I can see the best part of it. Put him there with the second squad. I can see that also. And then also, it makes sense. It makes sense. That makes sense because he will put forth the effort. See, that's why I got. Jimmy, I don't know if you agree with me or not. Gordon Hayward is sold out a long time ago. You don't agree with me about it. He just sold out on this team a long time ago. That's my opinion of him. Do you agree with that?
I have a problem with his salary. I had a problem with his salary in the beginning. So when he actually went to the Hornets, I was like, why would y'all do that to yourselves? So I had reservations and concerns. Um, Now look at even now how it has created a problem.
Right, exactly. It'll probably get rid of him.
Well, it's hard to swallow $30 million. Pause, but it's hard to swallow that.
I got you. I understand. I understand.
But as far as looking towards the future, they do have some pieces for development,
Yeah.
but they have to get over the conundrum of the shooting guard to see where to properly place everybody. From what my eye test is,
Right. Yeah.
you got it, flight.
Yeah. So, like I said, I like what's going on with Charlotte. I think this is, like I stated, this is the first time I've seen where the Hornets look like everything is in play, and they are setting themselves up in the future to attract free agents, like they mentioned today. Also, they said via trade, and also what they're going through now. When they brought up, they mentioned something with PJ Washington. Like I said, I think this was so crazy about PJ because they basically made it seem like the team right now that is intact is ready to roll, whether PJ is on it or not. Do y'all agree that do you think that they need PJ to come back to really complete, the whole situation, or are they ready to roll? Are they have that much faith in Miles that they ready to let PJ walk? What do you think what's going on? Because Mitch didn't sound confident. Like yeah, man, he just said we got some work to do, but everything we need right now is in the system. He made it very clear. So what does this mean for PJ? Do they need to bring him back? Give me your thoughts.
Uncle Vern, you go first.
But I think they could do. Not that they could do without him. Like let him go walking like that. It's just the fact that I don't think they need to sit up there and try to babysit dude and sit up there and give them a whole lot of money like that. I think they should go within their means and their bounds because I know they can do better. Yeah, that's
Okay.
my opinion. And
Me
let
personally.
me stop. I'm sorry, Jim. I'm sorry, Jim. Let me put this in.
Go ahead. You got it. Breathe. You got it.
Okay, let me add this here too. Also, dude got a head problem. You understand me? He caught him to a certain extent. He to a certain extent, he don't believe fact meat is greasy. And he's real young yet. He really got to hustle and grab for what he got to do with his job. And he think it's about to be given to him real easy. I'm thinking he on that complex thing that he think is going to be real easy. But he's getting to get to see that it ain't real easy in here. These people ain't going to give him what they want to. Now with this new organization, I don't really see this new organization just handing out Michael Jordan contracts. Thank you, Gordon Hayward. I think I was going to be the last one of those again in history. But, boy, I'm just saying, that might be, but this is the NBA, and they got money around here, so they can throw it the way they want to. I don't think they're going to throw it like out there to P.J. Washington like that, Flight. Because his game is good, Flight. He's young. He's real good. He's a good player and everything else. But he got problems. And it's not his past problems because it's his future problems and his present problems because he's still not producing like he's really supposed to. What he's supposed to be getting paid at. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Now there you go.
Okay, well, I'll say this. For the price tag that PJ is asking for, that's my disagreement with him. I think he overpriced himself, and that's going to come back to bite him. And I think that's why they'll rather go with Bridges now with what they have and just wait the 10 games and run it and hope that either Thor or one of the other power forwards step up at this point.
Yeah.
Because PJ, if I remember Purple Baby bringing up, he wanted between 18 to 20 mil.
Yeah.
And that will be overpriced for him. Plus, he's an undersized, underweight power forward. So, yeah, price tag too high.
It is pretty pricey, especially for the kind of money that he's talking. But I still think they should think about bringing him back. I hope that, because right now his offers can't be that attractive because he's still out there. And I'm hearing that the open market not treating him so friendly. Say what?
Hey, Flight. This Flight. Slow down for a minute, because I said this before. Flight, is this welfare just the NBA?
Ooh, good question. Ooh, good question. It's the NBA.
Flight, answer the question. I asked you that before, Flight.
No, I mean,
is this welfare, Flight, just the
NBA?
It's
the NBA.
If that's the case, then players like Book Knight, Ben Simmons, and the rest of them should just be coming in and just feel pretty and just like they've been doing. Sometimes you have to be accountable. A lot of times, people, I'm telling you something, Flight, you're accountable in your life because you got responsibility. They got responsibility too, Flight. It ain't just bouncing a goddamn basketball. If that was the case, then that lady was right when she said shut up and dribble because you ain't got nothing to complain about.
Well, I'll say this about PJ. I don't overall for what he produced. I don't have a problem with his game. I just feel he overpriced himself, and if he do not sign the qualifying offer, he will wind up hurting himself. Because at this point, every NBA team besides Chicago, who got the medical waiver of $10 million approved, they're the only team out there with 10 million to spare. So he will wind up signing around about the same as what Bridges got. A Flight, unless you know something different.
No, I don't. You talking about with Miles?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about with PJ. I'm talking about with PJ.
PJ get the contract, but he gonna wear those the same kind of contract what the Miles Bridges that signed before the pass.
No, the Brown side, the qualifying offer. So PJ,
I heard that. That's the part. Listen, these guys. Let me tell you something. Really, they want to be in Charlotte so bad. That's why they holding on like this. Because PJ got every reason to just walk, but he just sitting there, and they all know it. They want to be in Charlotte. They don't want to leave Melo. I'm telling you.
Melo. That's because they want to be over in Charlotte because it's sweet over here with Melo. And if you can secure that contract, then you good. Really what you want to do is secure a contract, period. I don't care if you're out in Alaska somewhere. And if they play with the NBA, again, that's where you want to be at. But still, Charlotte is sweet because of Melo. Melo will feed you. He'll put you in. You good. You young yet you still can get it on. But their game ain't good enough to stand up with that though, Flight. See, when you have to come in, you got the camera on you. So you have to produce, Flight. And they can't consistently produce like that. So they're at a level. But they still want to get paid at a higher level.
But that's the main reason, Uncle Vern, why I say he overpriced tagged himself.
Thank you. I agree. Way overpriced itself. And Charlotte know it better than you do.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Flight, I'm gonna be honest to you. I see Charlotte waiting the 10-game suspension that Miles got to finish up and just keeping it rolling.
Right.
I don't see them waiting on PJ.
Which is a wise thing to do. A very wise thing to do. That's one less problem. Now they got three more other problems to get rid of. That's one goal.
All right.
I agree.
I like PJ Washington. I hope they can figure something out with him.
Well, I would. Matter of fact, I wish PJ Washington could figure it out with himself. Like,
you're gonna have to pay somebody. But man, it may not be him. They probably want to keep their flexibility, because if they give this dude decent money, that could kind of cap them out. Especially they know they got to pay Miles.
Well, I think they're going to take a look at the buyout market this season, unlike previous seasons. I think they're honestly going to take a look at the buyout market. I'm sorry.
Right, I could agree with that. I mean, let's see what happens. I think they're going to be a more attractive situation, especially if they're winning. And I think that they both agreed, to that today. It seemed like winning was the underlying statement. Win, win. But both guys got the mindset of they're gonna get back to winning. So I don't hear lottery, rebuild. We need time. We got everything we need to be successful. And they all that's what they're looking like. And then Melo is even, he wouldn't call it pressure, but he's taking the onus, to bring the Charlotte Hornets home. That's what it seemed like he putting it on his back. Like that's a part of what he has to do. And I think he'll be driven. I just kind of seen the vibe that was going on. It's a win at all cost. Did y'all get that? Did you get that feel?
I got the energy that he liked how the energy has shifted within the organization. So now he's like willing to take up more of a shield and sword and stand more as the leader of the team and hope to proceed forward. But also he's hoping that the management do right by him and we don't have a Dame situation going on. If that makes sense.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That means Flight will make it short, real short. He's fighting for his rest of his career out there as far as being the general manager of the Charlotte Hornets. That's what he's doing because, like I said, that's a new regime. They're bringing in new people. I don't know what make you think that. I don't know what make you think that he's going to make you think that he's going to be around for the next 10 years. It ain't even a thought of that. This is a new, they come in with new Flight. They got ideas, and it ain't just to please Mitch Kupchak and Michael Jordan. Okay, Flight?
I agree with that.
Okay, Flight, you got to agree with that. So if you agree with that, then you see change happening. You don't see that same thing happening. I see, another thing we ain't mentioned it too, I see that young boy out there, Smith Jr., I see him getting a lot of playing time.
I think so. He said that everything they needed was in the system. They needed a backup ball handling guard, and I think they, like he said, is they're all in the system.
Yeah, well, they in the system. Jello was in the system, so what I mean, you're the system, don't be the goddamn thing.
I mean, on that part, I could agree with you, but I think to solve the problem, that's why I will put Rozier as the backup point, because that will honestly start to clear vision where you can see who's going to be your shooting guard, then your second, then your third, and then that will help them alleviate some of that stress over there too.
Right.
Because that's pretty much the stress. You do not know who your starting shooting guard really should be, because right now you got a conundrum of nothing but shooting guards.
Right.
I mean, 6'4", 6'4", and 6'5" is average height for shooting guards. 6'6", that's more dreamy, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
6'4", 6'5" is normally what you get as shooting guard.
Right. So that's why they were suffering when they had Rozier at the shooting guard.
Right, but and Rozier is 6'1", so he's already losing on the height, and he doesn't have like a very long wingspan.
Right, and
So
he's not a C plus defender. Also, let me add.
so that's the other
You
reason why I
know,
will put him at point guard. He's 6'1". I'll put him at point guard. He played it at
right.
Boston. It's time for you to go back to that
I agree.
position.
I agree. I can see a plan. Well, point guard really ain't gonna be done just saying him having the ball more. Him having the ball more in his hand. You know, the beginning part. You know, set up plays all that to a certain extent too. He's just gonna be more of himself. Actually, that's gonna allow him to be more of himself. That's gonna make him more comfortable. Actually.
I mean, he Terry, and the only reason why I keep referring back to Boston is because at Boston he was able, with the ball in his hand, he was able to come off of the screens a lot better, a lot cleaner. He was able to come off the pick and rolls better. So literally at that point, it opened up so much for him to where if he did not see a shot that he liked, then he could pass off or defer to the next man. But that's why I would prefer him with the second unit, especially with the amount of his contract.
Yeah. 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 I agree. Well, that way he still gonna get some time too. Even more time. Probably he got last season.
Yeah, he'll get more time at PG than he would at shooting guard,
Right.
because he's under height.
Yeah. And then I can see them I can see them. Matter of fact, I don't see them taking too much of the ball out of Melo's hand anyway, because they're gonna keep the ball in Melo's hand just on the strip. So I don't see really Rozier being at that point guard affected or messing with Melo's game at all, because it really ain't gonna play into how they've been playing all the time. I understand that. That wouldn't be no problem. It ain't like they gonna put up more on Rozier than he can handle, because like you said, he did that in Boston. I don't know what he did when he was in college, but I know he did. Like I remember him playing point guard in Boston. I remember that.
Yeah, so I
That's
mean,
Kyrie. As a matter of fact, that was doing the same time when Kyrie was there, wasn't it?
I Kyrie
No, he
walked in,
wasn't.
he
No,
was leaving out.
he was
Kyrie
leaving out
walked
when
in, he
Kyrie
was
got there.
leaving out.
My bad. Right. He was leaving out. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Nah, but I mean that, but because of the offensive output that he was able to do, that's how he got the contract that he has now.
Right.
So I will put him back to the position that earned him the money, and hope that his whole season changed. That's all, for the better.
If they got some sense, they'll do that.
Cause right now he's stagnant, and for the minutes that he played, for the output, uh, it's not looking too good for him,
Yeah.
especially as a starter. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
With the position when he playing now, he got to go out his way to get it. If he already got the ball in his hand, he really ain't got to go out his way to get it. And all the time, he ain't a ball hog like that. So he do prefer the Melo a lot. The one thing he will refer to Melo. I'm telling you, he already know where his bread is buttered at. he messed with Melo like it ain't nothing. So he ain't jealous or nothing like that. He ain't got no kind of problem with him. Nor do Miles Bridges, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so they'll deal with him. They already know how to get down with him. That's gonna be the good thing. And then by you, like you said, them going to that point guard position, that'd be real good. Because like you said, at times out of 10, this first thing gonna do is gonna get the Melo, make sure he gonna get busy. Because that's what the plan gonna be. That's what the organization gonna be going at. They're gonna be working around the Melo ball. Period.
Yeah, I mean
So yeah,
one
he ain't
through
gonna have no
three.
problem. He already you know firsthand.
Yeah, but 1 through 3, they just got to figure out their order. 4 and 5, that's more what I have concerns and reservations. But I mean that's easier to fix than what people think. I know I kind of make it sound more difficult, but it is easier to fix than the way I'm making it sound.
Well, the 4 and 5 probably gonna be the problem on the 4 and 5 is gonna be PJ Washington.
Right, but and then if Thor
Because we already know
or
that we already know that Gordon Hayward ain't going nowhere. Am I right or wrong? Maybe I'm
uh,
mistaken.
I mean they've been trying to move him for the past 2 seasons, so I don't really
Well, we
see
ain't
him
go.
going
Well,
nowhere.
hey, well. Thank you. I'm sorry. Hey, Jimmy, I'm sorry. I know it's really for me to interrupt you because I asked you to answer that question. I know the goddamn answer to the question in the first place. But if I ask you that, now it don't be like I want to hear the answer. I already know the answer. You just said you just said it like I was gonna say it. So I can't wait to just say it again. That was stupid for me to ask you that. I ask stupid questions sometimes. I
No,
didn't
no, I
expect
got
you
you.
to
I
answer it.
dig it. I
Yeah,
dig it.
I didn't expect you to answer it. No, if they'd got rid of it, they got rid of it about 2 years. 2 years ago. I'm sorry, I'm hollering downstairs. These people gonna wake up. Yeah, 2 years ago. They got rid of. They wished we got rid of 2 years ago. Matter of fact, it was 2.5 years when they got him, if I'm not mistaken. Well,
Actually, he's working on his fourth season with Charlotte now.
oh, is it?
And and
Oh,
and the
are
on-
you telling
and the
me?
only good year he had was the first year he got there.
Oh yeah, no, COVID year. He was around for the COVID year. There, that was the first. That was a good year. That was a good year. No,
That
COVID
that
year.
was his only good year.
Yeah, right, boy. I'm telling you. Boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah. I'm getting old, but I'm trying not to get stupid. Believe me. I'm trying real hard. I'm forgetful. I am very forgetful, but I'm trying not to be stupid. Some things I don't want to forget. Some things I really can't forget. I want to forget them, but I just can't forget them. This is the type of stuff I can't forget.
I dig it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, flight.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, there's a lot going on, with the Charlotte Hornets. What do they fare in the Wild Wild East, to even get back to that playing scenario? You remember when everybody was intact, they was knocking on the door of the playoffs. So this thought that they can't get to the postseason is like it's out of the realm of possibility. It's right there in their grasp. What do they fare with these teams like the Orlandos, the Detroit Pistons? You don't hire a coach for damn near $100 million for nothing. They got the Thompson twin who looks like really good. In Detroit, I'm looking at these teams. Where do the Hornets match up with them? And then you get to the Knicks, the Hawks. The Miami Heat was in the goddamn playing, and they went to the goddamn finals. So I mean, the East is crazy. Where do the Charlotte Hornets match up?
Unless they make power moves during the buyout, I'm sorry. I know Joey disagreed with me yesterday, but I have them sitting at 11. He has them sitting at 10, but they will need to make a push during the buyout market for me to actually have them at 10 or 9 because they they're lacking what they need in depth and size in the trenches, not 1 through 3. 1 through 3, I think they're fine. I think they can sustain and take jabs and have good jabs amongst other teams, but 4 and 5, I got reservations. What you think, Uncle Vern?
I got reservations too, but we still, they have the privilege of having Miles Bridges business. You know what I'm saying? They got him now. He'll be able to step on the court and be an asset. So they have the ability to do that. And another thing too, with Miles Bridges coming in and being like that with the little young, with the so-called young team they got with that like that, it brings a little bit more taste to it. They came real close to being into the playoffs with everything else. We do after everything else, after the Miles, not the sorry about that, after the Gordon Hayward fiasco, he taking half the team and the Twins, and they want to run over here, and they don't want to deal with this, and they don't want to deal with that. They still made it to the playoffs they tripped themselves into the playoffs. They did it almost the next team after that, the next year after that when Melo was there. And they really wasn't playing 100% there. Like you just said, Gemini, do they have, to a certain extent, they have, well, you didn't state it like that, but to a certain extent, they come in on the momentum. Flight was saying that about the coach. They coming in right way with a new attitude. And I think that could, to a certain extent, get them right to the playoffs. But they still had that elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is the other guys that really ain't trying to put in that 100%. And I really don't like putting it with add Rose in with that. So it's just a couple of more other guys are still on their old regime. Soon as they get them up out of there, boy, I'm telling you, things change. I don't know. Maybe if Gordon Hayward will be able to be around for the playoff time and he's focused and confident that he's want to pursue something else because he ain't got that much time to keep eating up welfare money. Maybe he would want to act real good and real fast and act like he got it again. I hope and I pray, Gemini. So
Well,
therefore, yeah, I can see them making it pay easily to the playoffs, Gemini. Thank you.
well, if they do a nice power move through the buyout market, yes, I will change my vote. But until then, I mean, you gotta understand them trenches. And the East is better than what a lot of people think. So that's the main reason why I hold them reservations. I mean,
But you know,
you have
hey,
Cleveland, you
hey,
have Miami, you got
before you
Boston,
start naming them out, please let me say this though. I understand who they got. I know Cleveland and everybody, and Detroit and the rest of them guys.
and the Nets. Yeah,
Listen to me. I'm gonna tell you something. This is one thing about they was right about Gordon Hayward. Let me not spill on him that fast. Look here, Gordon Hayward can give you some business from one quarter to the third quarter and maybe halfway to the fourth quarter. After that, he through. So he's an asset. Actually, he can do something whether he wants to or not. He can do something. So he can win you some games. Don't let it be. I ain't being ridiculous. He can win you some games if he had the fortitude to do so. My thing is he didn't have the fortitude to do so. So if he can do it this time, Gemini, it's a change. But if you go right like you just said, the problem is at the three and the 4 and the 5.
right. So that's why, and that's also why I'm mentioning the buyout market. If they make a good push during the buyout market, I'm willing to slide them from 11 to maybe 9 or 10, where they get into the play-in, and then we can see how they look from there.
I got you. That makes sense. That makes sense.
And Joey, you trying to say that the East is weak? The East is not weak, bro. The East is not
What you
weak.
think about the 1-of-1 alpha? He says, what do y'all think about Svi Mikhailuk? He averaged over 20 points per game in the last 6 games. I know who he is. He played for the Lakers.
Right.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, how? Hold on. Is he on Charlotte now?
Who?
Is he on
Who
Charlotte now?
he played for now?
I think he was on the roster with the close, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember who all
Hold
the
on,
people
hold on.
who
I'm about
closed. I mean, they brought in a couple of guys.
highlight that one again. For me, flight. I'm about to I'm about to double check that player right now. I'm
All right. Yes, now I know about Svi. You don't know who he is?
I remember him slightly, but I'm trying to see who roster is he on right now.
Yeah, Chuck, he might be a free agent. I think he did close out with Charlotte.
I mean, should Charlotte keep him? I think he would be if he's still on Charlotte. I would put him at the really for what they have. Williams, I will put Williams as the backup center, and I would start him, or vice versa. Because I do remember him having a 26-point game because he can shoot. I do remember him. Hold on, I'm looking up his name now. Yeah.
Is he a free agent?
I'm checking NBA.com on him now, but I just checked so I could see his face, and yeah, I remember him, but I just don't know if he's on Charlotte at this point, and that's what I'm about to check because I don't
I
want to
don't think I
misspeak.
don't think he's a make or break guy. I think they could always upgrade that position. You can get shooting all over the place. What you think?
Shooting wise, I mean, he's good at 14 in and he can make threes. I do remember that about his game, but I just can't remember if he's on Charlotte's roster.
Hey, Flight, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
But what you just said. Besides him, how many other shooters you think they got on Charlotte team that could be playing right now? I mean, how many shooters they got besides Jello? How many shooters Charlotte got? That's my question. Besides him and Jello,
How many shooters they got
they
except for
ain't got
Jello?
Jello no more. But I'm just saying, how many shooters they got on Charlotte?
I mean, pure. Trying to think.
Man, pretty shot.
Listen, you could
I've
always
been
upgrade
watching
the position.
Flight. I've been watching Charlotte games. Charlotte ain't got no shooters, Flight.
He is a free agent, Flight, but
Yeah, I
I
thought
don't know.
that.
But he's a guard or a forward. I mean, he would if he's playing small forward, he would be behind Miller. If he's playing guard, I can see him because they really didn't give him minutes. Now I remember him. He's 6'7". Okay, I would use him more as shooting guard, but as of right now, they don't even know who all these shooting guards are going to be because they just drafted 3 more. They drafted 2 6'4" and 1 6'5", and they still got this guy here who's 6'7". So one of one alpha, they really have a guard problem that they have to um actually fish through to see what they're going to do, because this guy here didn't get no minutes, bro. He really didn't. Well,
Yeah,
technically he got 14 minutes, but I mean that was garbage minutes when they did give it to him. So to average 7 points a game, that I could see that, but they didn't. I don't remember no players design for him. Like all his was like just spare the moment type stuff. If that makes sense, Alpha. Because other than for that, he only averaged 1 rebound and 1 assist.
Oh, we got Purple Baby in the building. What's the deal, Purple?
hey, Purple Baby.
What's
Hello,
up, Queen?
what's up? Oh, Jesus.
Did you see the
Oh,
press conference?
Yeah, I seen it.
Bro, break it down.
I mean, to me, it's nothing different. Like, we'll see when the season starts. That's all I gotta say. We'll see.
hold up.
Because Mitch, I keep telling y'all, Mitch Kupchak is a good salesman. He's real good at selling pipe dreams.
Purple, are you trying to say that's that Mitch right there? Is that your way of saying it?
That man is good. As far as my thing is, when guys like when it's cute. We'll see how he feels in year 7 or 8. You know, if that attitude is still the same.
Okay. All right.
Hey, and you said this too about what that you was saying about Mitch Kupchak. Hey, Purple Baby, I remember I was looking at this myself. I was seeing the words come out of his mouth. You know, we like Jello. Jello came in, he had shot the gym up, and he did all this, and he did real good. I know we use him. He can get greater. We can do work something with him. He can work something out. We can make him be real good and make him be real consistent and everything too. Well, I'm gonna tell you, when Jello got in, he shot a couple of real good shots and everything else, and did real good. Next time you come around, they wouldn't even let him up off the. I mean, let him off the bench. Purple Baby. When it come down to this about my thing about what that right there about what Mr. Kupchak said about his mouth, Purple Baby, I'm gonna tell you something. Like you just said, he's a good salesman. Actually, they had names for them back in the past. They called them snake oil salesmen. Actually, they got another name before when they go back faster than that. They call them person to speak with a Indians call them people to speak with a forked tongue. Yeah, Purple Baby, you right. I'm sorry, Purple Baby. But thank you, though. I agree with what you said. He's a very good salesman. Back to you, Purple Baby.
I mean, me personally though, they have. I'm looking at a seven different guards. So I'm I'm really more concerned on their pecking order. Like who are they finally gonna put one, two, and three?
Yeah, that's
Because to be 6'7" and just like one alpha brought up, the guy that they brought to Toronto, but now he's with Charlotte, so it's like wow. He's 6'7".
he's a journeyman. I know what you're talking about. Sweeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was excited for him. It's just that he's not translating well enough to the NBA, so that sucks for him.
Well, all right. I mean, I dig
He's a
it.
shooter, but everything else ain't like the defense, the rebounding, the playmaking. It's just he a team picks him up when they're like really desperate and they need somebody to hit threes.
Well, I mean, he could be the third man at small forward. No, because that's what Martin is. So yeah, I really got to see how they gonna do their order. Cause right now they blowing me on that one. Pause.
I mean, we didn't beat this roster to death. Like from the backcourt to the wing guys that's gonna be on the wing. At this point, I'm at a thing where it's just so exhausting to talk about the Charlotte roster at this point. You know, even with Bridges coming back, it's just it's too much.
I say they need the buyout market to make power moves with the buyout market. What do you think about that?
You said to buy out who?
I say they need to hit the buyout market and get some power moves that way. What's your outlook about
It,
that?
it depends on the player. It depends on who it is.
I mean, hell, at this
That's true.
point,
I agree with that. And
Jamel McGee would even be an improvement for at least 10 minutes.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I know JaVale. It don't seem like JaVale McGee is a locker room issue, so I'm guessing it's a health thing with him. And I don't. His asthma must be really, really bad for him to be just bouncing around from team to team because he didn't put in a pretty impressive resume these last couple of years, and for him not to be able to stick with a team is interesting to me.
Well, at first when McGee first got into the league, no, he was the thinner version of Shaq, but with less talent. He was the jokester on the team. He was never taking the game really seriously. He didn't really take it seriously until he had that show on MTV, and they showed his mom like getting on him on the steps. Like they didn't even go inside. They had the conversation on the steps. That's what that was. That's when he started taking the game more serious. But by then, he'd been in the
Hey, hey,
league
hey, hey, hey,
like 6 years at that point.
Hey, can I say this? Okay, I understand that too, but that was before he got with the Lakers. I'm gonna tell you something. He actually took it serious when he got with Lakers. He was influential with really with them and what's his name too? The other guy, what's his name? The other one, they rolled out to play
Talking
for the
about
Magic.
Howard.
What's his name?
Talking
The
about
White
Howard.
Howard. Yeah, thank you. Okay, they were very influential with them winning that championship. I'm telling you, man, for real though. And that dude came around, and I think Purple Baby suggested that they get him. I think that'd be a good chance for them to get him because he could read a lot of turnovers and he'll guard the rim. And he's young and he's still youth and he can still get up and down the court. That's really what they need. They need somebody to run with Melo. That's a whole lot of people. Man, do you think if they look, wait. Hey, Purple Baby. If he can make get the other centers that Melo played with look like they all stars, he can make JaVale McGee look like an all-star too, sweetheart. I think that I'm sorry for calling you out your name. I'm sorry, but yeah, the answer to that question is yeah. I think JaVale McGee will be a real good asset for them.
I mean,
They ain't got to pay him no
he
whole lot of money to get him neither. That's what I mean about that. What's the name? PJ Washington type job, and they still want to talk about they got these players out there can still do the job and get their points and still be good and can prove themselves already, but they don't want to take them on because they've been there for a minute or a so-called minute. JaVale McGee got a ring.
I mean, I understand that point,
Okay,
but
then that's a good part. That's the
that's
best
why I'm
part.
saying 10 minutes. He can give you 10 minutes.
Wait.
So within that 10 minutes, he's gonna give you everything that you need. So then it's just picking somebody else.
Well, he give you let's just say he give you 10 minutes. He just let's just say give you 10 minutes a half. So that's 20 minutes a half. That means it's time for the rest of them so-called superstars to sit up there and do something else. So let's just say that. Since he didn't already proven himself, he is an asset. I mean, they short in the back in the front court. Actually, to be honest with you, ain't no real protectors there. And the players just playing in front of them or behind them are goofies, a bunch of goofies. They don't get up and
Yeah.
down the court like he do, and he's 7 something for real. And he play like it. They don't play like it. The rest of them, they play like they don't even know what they're doing. They actually play like they don't know what they're doing. They can't be consistent. They can't even go to the G League and be consistent and play good. That's how bad they are. But they're getting paid.
What?
You can find players like them on any team. You can't even. I'm gonna tell you something for real though. This is the God's honest truth. Shout is second string. They won't make it in the league nowhere.
Well, that is also what I'm pointing out, that they need to hit that buyout market to try to fill those holes that they need. Now, Williams they are developing him. I have no problem with them developing him at all. I'm more concerned of, I mean, the next person up, what is Nick? Isn't it Purple? Nick is the other center.
Yeah.
So I mean, to have at least JaVale there will also iron sharpen iron. If they take the tutelage, they then can improve their game while having a crafty veteran there.
Actually, they should be thinking about getting rid of why they got JaVale there. They should be thinking about getting shopping Nick, what's his name, off some goddamn well because of the fact that they know how far where his ceiling is, and it showed they reached. It showed they even. Matter of fact, I think he reached his ceiling. Maybe he's Pete White man. He
Well,
reached his ceiling.
I will have to ask Purple that.
Hey,
What you think
look
about
here.
Nick?
I asked
Nick
Purple,
ceiling.
Purple Baby go to Greece. He reached his ceiling. Well, go ahead, Purple Baby.
He good enough to somebody's rotation. He still got.
I mean, who's somebody? Washington?
Like honestly, I don't think like who can like. I would think like if you because JaVale is in Dallas, right? With the
Yeah, right now, yeah.
So, obviously, I wouldn't send Nick Richards to Dallas because Dallas didn't even play Bell McGee
No,
for
no,
what.
not a trade. No, not a trade.
No,
I'm
I'm
talking about keeping
not
him.
of a trade. I'm just thinking in general where he could get some decent rotational minutes. I, I don't know. Like, uh, I'm thinking. I think it'll be pretty much on a team that's kind of developing talent still because, like I said, he still got a little bit left. You want to see him defend better, but he got like good hands. He rebounds pretty decently. He's not bad. He just needs to work on his defense, but he'll be a decent rotational big. Like I just can't
Okay.
see because he got stuff that he has to work on still.
So, but that's what I'm saying, and bring fit JaVale within there. He he can possibly help them help player a player slash coach, even with the asthma problem. Is basically what I'm getting at.
But the thing is, JaVale, do he want to play for a team like Charlotte? Y'all got I would
JaVale just want a contract.
that
He just want a contract. I can tell you that now. I can answer that one. He just want a contract.
so he's going to teams that can win. So like Golden State, they need to get bigger in their front court. He can go back to Golden State and sit on the bench and come off and play, or he could go to a team. Well, Memphis ain't gonna have no rotational minutes for him. But if he wanted to go to Memphis, like it's places he can go where he can win. When if he wanted to be toxic, he could go to Phoenix and go play. Like wherever he goes, like I don't know what's going on in Dallas and why he didn't play in Dallas, but like he's not gonna go to a team that's young and developed. I can tell you that right now. Like he's not doing that. Them days is over for him. As much as he's improved his game, he's not gonna do that.
Hey, hey, it was like I said before. Anybody can play with Melo. Anybody will want to join and play with Melo just for the same fact that they know they're gonna get fed. He go out there with Melo. He know he's gonna get fed. That'd be a good opportunity and a place that he would want to go to. It ain't because like this is the NBA purple baby. Like I said before, if the NBA had a team in Alaska, you understand me? They'll be out there playing in Alaska too because they're out there getting paid. And it ain't really too much all about the exposure. But when you playing with a superstar, you really want to be about that superstar, be around that superstar, because you know that gonna bring exposure to you. And LaMelo Ball is a superstar. So
Well, that but what she's bringing up is Dallas have a problem of very ball dominant guards who suck up the time clock with all that dribbling. Luca suck up the time clock, Kyrie suck up the time clock, and that's who are the starting guards for Dallas at this point.
I'm not sure. I'm not
So
disputing that. What I'm saying is the fact that Melo would have Melo. I mean not Melo, but how Gerald will be in
JaVale,
JaVale. Thank you. JaVale McGee will be in Charlotte. Not how he be open over there in Dallas. Some goddamn well, he might as well be in Alaska over there in Dallas. Is probably what they gonna utilize with him. They running a whole different type of ship over there. His talents ain't needed over there. He just got over there because he was available.
no,
Just like with the
he
possibility
wanted
of
a
him being in
paycheck. That's
Charlotte
why he
would be
went there.
available. Right, just about the possibility of him being in Charlotte. If Charlotte can pull some strings, they can get him. It's not an impossibility. So they can
I
pull
agree.
some strings. Charlotte, be like you just said, Dallas ain't utilized him. Next thing you know, he might be on the free market tomorrow. So yeah,
Yeah, because at this point they are looking to buy him out. They are trying to shop him around to see if maybe they can get a piece for him, but I doubt they can get a piece for JaVale. So 9 times out of 10, he's on the buyout market. I know y'all are not going back to BMAC. I know y'all not going bringing back BMAC. I know that part already.
who is D Mac?
BMAC, Biombo.
Oh
They,
no, no.
I
Yeah,
know Charlotte not gonna
well
bring
he,
him back. They
he
need
right,
to,
right,
but
right.
I know they're not.
No real protection. See, there you go. They're gonna have real protection thing again. You understand me? See what you want to do with them until JaVale McGee will give you activity, and he will also give you that real protection. You understand me? It ain't like he gonna sit out there all the way out in the front court and sit up there and guard Steph Curry type jab and look like it did the next thing you know he's on Shaq's most wanted, whatever. But still though, I'm just saying that young man got a lot of talent. They'd be a fool not to try to go get him, or even somebody with that kind of caliber. But then that's on Charlotte though. So like you said before, you actually Charlotte gonna make some acquisition moves. Yeah, I see them make some acquisition moves, and that would be a real good one.
Yeah, I
Then
mean,
you got that
but
fast spot took your care.
Bismack, solve a problem at power forward,
Been there, done that. They've
and
been
McGee.
there, done that. Yeah.
Yeah, but with them not having what they need, like you can bring players back to more coach up the younger players, and I think Charlotte may have to do
Look.
that.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna tell you. Wait, Gemini, please. I don't want to cut you off, but we still having a conversation. Look at that. No, I'm gonna stop where you just saying that. Well, when you said with that, bring it back. You going right back to that old Gordon Hayward mindset, huh?
No.
Okay, well, then don't do that, then, because that's what made me think that's what you doing. And if that didn't pay off, then if they think about those stupid like that, now they never be stupid again. Okay, then
No,
keep
no.
eyeing these
With
people
Hayward,
to be
they
a
looked
leader.
at him. They looked at Hayward more as a leader and a elite scorer. That was the whole reason for getting him. But
No. Wait. Stop right there. Stop right there. That's what meant like what's the name too? Like Purple Baby just said. Mitch Kupchak. She have to watch what he says. Cause I remember dang on well the reason why they got Gordon Hayward. Because he could be a leader on the court. He can show them. We already know that he was hurt and everything else, but we can still afford to get him to be a leader. And he came in and did that. And then when Melo came, look what happened at Chaos, brother. Do you realize what it was? He messed that franchise. He still ain't got it together. He can get it together. To be truth is told, we just gonna have to beat around no bush. He can get it together if he come in and produce and add himself, put himself in to do it. If he add himself to do it, it's a word for that. But I don't think he know the meaning of that word neither, because I don't think he gonna do that. To be honest with you, but I hope he do. I pray he do. So we go right back to that man, that elephant in the room. So can we deal with that elephant in the room? It ain't gonna be jack for them. So we're obviously what we can talk about them, because he really ain't doing nothing but taking up a position that could be given to somebody else.
no, that's
If
the
he ain't
part
gonna
where we
take the
definitely
serious.
see eye to
So
eye
the
though.
outcome for them is
But as far as him,
okay.
we're seeing
All
eye
right,
to
I
eye
understand, Jim, but
as
I ain't
far
trying
as
to
that
argue
with
with you.
Gordon. No. I mean, as far as what I see, as
Yeah.
far as with Haywood, I think that he would have to take a step back to go forward. But at this point of his career and that contract, that is the killer part of his whole argument. That contract kills his whole argument and makes it mute. If I'm saying it wrong, Purple, please let me
Justified.
know.
But and I will say this once
You
again.
saying it wrong because he can't justify this thinking because go ahead, please.
With that the last year of that deal, a lot of people are forgetting if they trade Gordon Hayward, he has a 15% trade kicker that stays
Yep.
with the team that trades him. So he would argue the whole anywhere from of Charlotte's cap after he's gone. So
Yes.
they have to think about that too. Like it's not as
It's not that easy. Yeah.
as we think it is. Like Milwaukee, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if no, we haven't heard anything about Milwaukee and Charlotte, but if they interested in both of them, but I think where they're probably disinterested is Hayward can't stay healthy. Like for the 3 seasons. Yeah, it's 3 that he's been in Charlotte. He ain't been healthy. His last really good healthy year was in Boston.
Yes.
So you know that deters you a little bit.
I mean, on that note, though, I don't disagree with you because the main point of him is that with the amount of his contract, that is the big holdup with Charlotte because now that sucks the money from going to get that younger enforcement player that they could get even at his own position even before they drafted Miller. That was
Right.
why they was in a bad predicament.
And you know what? What's crazy is I watched. I think Memphis less than. I feel like 5 or 6 years, something like that. I forgot who was on that team with Conley and Randolph and them, but it was a masterpiece what they did. How they got rid. Conley was the last one of the last ones to go, but it was a masterpiece, and I don't understand why Charlotte like how. Even Atlanta got themselves into a little tizzy because I don't know if you remember Gemini when they had Gallinari, Torian Prince got a deal from the Nets, I think. And
Yes.
his contract was like really huge. It was Torian Prince, Gallinari, I think Dennis Schroeder was on that roster, I think.
Yeah, he was the backup point guard.
Yeah, it was Lou Williams and some more guys. I think it was quite a few guys, but I know they was like over the cap. And what they did, like I know, I think they bought out some guys. They didn't, but most of the people they traded. And I'm like, I just don't understand. Like Charlotte, how did you get into this mess?
Well, because they wanted two players that Boston had. And with one of those two players, they thought that they could make an instant impact. And one, Hayward is a Jordan brand guy. So you have to admit to that. When he signed that big contract, that is when Jordan made him a Jordan brand guy. So that was the whole reason for getting him.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
No, I'm just stating facts. That was the whole reason for getting him because he was a Jordan brand guy at that time.
And he likes whatever that coach. I call him a coach. What's that man's name? Uh, Larry Bird.
Yeah. So
That's
so that's how that whole trade actually wound up happening. But so it backfired also too, and that's why that was the whole reason for trying to save Terry by moving him to the shooting guard position.
But you know the mistake, and I will forever say this. I don't understand after I get the first year, because Lamelo came off the bench, but they watch these guys every day in practice and all that in game before. I don't understand why they ever thought a backcourt of Terry Rozier and Lamelo Ball was ever going to work. I just don't understand it. Like I ain't mad that Terry got his money. I think he's worth the money he got, just not on the Charlotte Hornets. So I like it baffles me.
Well, now that's why it also bubbled up into a $54.5 million problem.
Yep. Because do I think any guard that they have right now that's behind Terry Rozier, and whatever is worth starting? Nah, not really. I ain't gonna cap like that. I don't think so, but still, like, damn. Because what if Nick Smith? Like we've been talking about Nick Smith Jr. a lot. I see him getting some minutes, but the question is it any way that he could get like minutes in the starting lineup? That person do not know how to turn. But like I don't see that happening with Terry Rozier being on this roster because what I think Charlotte is afraid to do is bench guys. Like we say we don't bench guys with that kind of money, but if Gemini, I don't know if you remember, but you know who Eric Gordon is, right? The guy that was on
Yes.
the Clippers, the guard. I think he
Hmm.
got like injured or something. And I know it was because of injury. The reason why, well, that's not the reason why they benched him. But when they started to go younger, I don't know if it was any promises made, whatever the case was over there in Houston. But he went to the bench. I don't know what's going on in Charlotte where they're afraid to sit specifically Gordon Hayward and say, listen, whether we buy you out, whatever we do, it's this is the direction we're moving in, and we don't think you're valuable to this rotation anymore. Like, I don't understand it. Now I get not benching Terry Rozier because he got quite a few years left on his bill, but damn,
Well, it's hard to justify that price tag of sitting them. It's more the justification of sitting them at that price tag.
Gordon.
You're talking.
But excuse me, right quick, Gordon. Eric Gordon, let me stop saying Gordon. Eric Gordon was making more than him when they did that to him in Houston. And he was not as injured as Gordon Hayward. He ain't never been that injured, but Eric Gordon was making more than him at the time when they benched him. Because I
Yeah,
think
but you're also talking about two different organizations, and the way that they attack it is different. Charlotte is attacking it by behind the dollar, where Houston attacked it more as trying to make the playoffs and get better, if that makes sense.
because Houston been going young. Even with Kevin Love, this is a guy that got a ring and had his little issues going on. But it's like, damn, like, what's wrong with y'all?
when when you're not staying focused on what you're actually doing and just trying to wean through, that's where your problems develop.
There is no hesitation. Hesitation. It's sad though. Like, it's sad that I'm a firm believer in sometimes some guys do good from the sidelines and they get in and they show what they worth. But other times with some guys, you gotta play them to see what they can do. When you don't play them or it's inconsistent and you yanking them here and there, they don't play. It's like, they ass, and whatever. But they really not.
I mean, me personally, I think as far as y'all, as far as their power forward position, I got more faith in the power forward position than at the center position. And the center right now is where I really think they're going to get beat within those trenches. I mean, heck, I would even put Randall as a starter, and not saying nothing bad about the Knicks, but Randall would even have a better position on the Charlotte team than with the Knicks at this point.
I mean, I don't like. Mm. And I hope them taking Mark Williams over Durham Durham. That's not his name. Doran don't come back to bite them.
I did question that pick. Now that's one pick I did question.
Because I'm like, yo, like I don't hey listen. I like defensive guys, but I'm like, yo, like I don't have a good feeling about this at all.
I mean, but that's why I suggested the buyout market because you do have like prime example. Utah has put um big men through development already, right? So they didn't already pay for the development. The players are there, but right now they do not have spots for them on the actual roster. So they have two that's ready to go at center. One is a former Duke center, and I think the other one I would have to look him up, but I know Junior, who was with Duke, at is more defensive minded, high motor, ready to put in the work within the trenches, and only worried about being a lob threat. Yes, he can put his back to the basket, but he doesn't worry about forcing the issue to get points. And that's more what Charlotte need at this point. Somebody who's really gonna get in them trenches and put in the work.
Yep. It's, yeah, it's sickening. Like it's so sick.
So even though I articulated the buyout market, they can go after more than the buyout market because they do have unrestricted free agents out there that are available at this point. But everybody's getting so caught up in names rather than just filling what they actually need for their team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. I definitely understand that.
Like like me personally, 1 through 3, I'm not gonna say that Charlotte don't have a good development now to work from because after this draft here, they did draft a lot of replacement for players. And Joey, you doing all that talking, you might as well get up on this panel, Joey, and stop ducking. Stop ducking, Joey. You might as well come up on the panel, Joey, because you bringing up Miller, Joey. You're not going to put Miller at power forward like you stated yesterday. You was the one who brought up putting Miller at power forward. Just because he's 6'9" don't mean that you put him at power forward, Joey. But I am happy about Miles coming back. I think he will help at the power forward position. I just think PJ overpriced himself, which is the original topic. With PJ overpricing himself, I think that's the nail in the coffin for
You
PJ.
know what? I was thinking about something today, Gemini. Would it impress you in general if Lamelo averaged 10 to 14 assists? Not, yeah. So yeah, surprise you. Would you expect it, or what you think? 10 to 14 assists. Would that be surprising to you?
I could technically see him averaging 12 if the horses are running. But then also they will have to commit harder on defense than they did last season.
Right, right, right. Because I'm in the mode where I keep hearing people saying, "Yeah, he gonna average around 14 assists, 12 to 14 assists, like you said." And I'm like, that doesn't impress me because I've seen him have 10. Like that's, I mean, what are we talking about? Like, I know maybe it's because we haven't seen outside of maybe Jokic guys do those double digit assist thing, but like, if y'all calling him pass first and all this, like that, how are we surprised that a pass first player can average, anywhere from 10 to 14 assists? What will impress me is if he can average 30, really.
Well,
Um,
I will say this. I do think Melo can average a double double easy. I think he could wake up and average a double double. So I don't have concerns there. My concerns if you're asking him to average triple doubles, that's where my concern is.
right. And because I'm like, okay, if he, because another thing I'm concerned about is I keep hearing people, oh, you don't know basketball. Okay, I can see it from here. How if he's spending the majority of the game setting his team up, guys like that, 25 is impressive if they, especially with 14 assists and stuff like that. If they are able to, but I don't think that's possible to get 14 assists and then average 25. Like, I don't, it's just not enough minutes to go around. And then we talking about him possibly almost playing 40 minutes. He gonna be tired and wore out. You can't play him all them minutes like that.
Well, you definitely don't want to turn him into a Chris Paul type scenario because that was the problem we did here in New Orleans with Chris Paul.
Hmm.
So I'm not using I'm only pointing out Chris Paul, but I'm not using him as a full outright metaphor because the dimensions are different. Where Melo has a definite advantage is that he's a taller guard. So
Right.
with being that taller guard, he could definitely see over the average point guard that will defend him. So he could see that cutter. He can make that pass
But
because
that
he could see over that person, the defender.
Shout out to the Pope. What's good, Pope?
Oh, what's good? What's good?
What's good,
Shout
man?
out
What's
to
happening
Flight.
with it?
Shout out to the panel.
Yeah,
Purple
appreciate you
Baby,
for stopping
Gemini.
by with
What
us.
up? What's good, Pope?
Oh, Vern in the building too. Okay, what it do, Vern?
What's your thoughts on this situation? Because you got to be probably the most qualified. I know you seen the press conference. What's
Uh,
going on?
yeah. It just Mitch seemed like he got like dementia or something. Like old timers, does that nigga be employed? I think he look like a dead man walking out here. But as far as what they was talking at Hula, man, him and Melo, they both kind of pissed me off. And it was like for him to say we've been building through the draft. Well, who the hell you drafted? Book Knight, Kai Jones, JT
No,
Thor, Mark Williams over Jalen Duran. What you drafted? Amari Bailey, Nick Smith Jr. They smooth. Brandon Miller. You building through the draft. It looked like to me like they. I ain't gonna keep harping over the same shit though, but it's like, bro, you could have had Brandon Miller if you wanted a 6'9" wing in the second round. You could have went on ahead and dove with the best available talent and got you a nice wing. And Flight, good damn video about that Imani Bates and the Cavs too. That was hell of a video.
I appreciate
yeah.
it.
But if you wanted a 6'9" wing, they could have did that. Plus, grabbed them a Mon Thompson. If you didn't, let's just say for some reason Melo didn't want Scoot, grab you Cam Whitmore or something like that. Go grab you some. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. Melo wanted Miller. He say he feel like they got a squad that can make the playoffs. Mitch say the same thing. Melo say they on the same page. Then we shall see. But I don't see it, man. Not this team.
Hey, Pope. Let me ask you, what you think they should do with that PJ Washington situation? What do you think about that, though?
They ain't got nothing else to do but sign him. Ain't nothing else.
I mean, you think they should, though? Because they ain't like they got to. They could just say, just let him go about his business after everything is all worked out and done. And his citizen in the city. He can go out, go where he want to go.
Well, you got to think about it.
Right, that's what I'm asking you. My thing is, right, I know, I take what you say, to understand it. I know you familiar with the subject, and you understand the subject is PJ Washington. And you know what he bring to the table, what he don't bring to the table. You see what he bringing and what he ain't bringing. So I'm asking your opinion on whether they should keep messing with him or let him go in the Wild Blue Yonders.
No, I mean you don't let a player go who give you some production when you don't have a loaded roster already. It ain't like y'all deep enough to just let him go. But it's like I say, nobody want him in the NBA like that. Want to sign him to what he want, obviously. So they gonna end up coming up, and he gonna end up having to sign that qualifying offer for that 1 year. So I'm just trying to look at the roster. I'm like, okay, Mark Williams, we're gonna see how he look year 2. We're gonna see. Hopefully he look good. He look like, he gonna be a problem. Miles Bridges, he seemed like he focused and ready to get back. So we should see what that do. And I know that is gonna hype Melo up for sure, having his running mate back. That's gonna put a little extra oomph in his step. But you lost the McDaniel kid, you lost Kelly Oubre, you lost who else they done lost over there? Dennis Smith Jr. So now Nick Smith Jr., the next junior, he gonna have to ramp it up pretty quickly. Because if that's going to be your second ball handler coming off the bench, he's going to have to ramp it up. We already know Book Knight not giving you nothing. Kai Jones not going to give you nothing in the league. You forget about that. So you're going to have to hope JT Thor can give you a little more than what McDaniels was giving you. And the Cody Martin, you hope or Caleb Martin, you hope he looked like Cody was looking in the playoffs. You hope he can look something like that all season. But it's a lot of hoping and wishing. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of hoping. You hope Brandon Miller turns out it's a lot of hope. Only nigga that's really for sure is Melo.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, I understand. Hey, yeah, right. Well, we already know Miles Bridges gonna come in and get in where he fit in, right? Because he does it before. Yeah. So I mean, you can't say he ain't gonna come in and be he gonna come in and be inefficient.
No, he gonna be smooth.
Yeah. But my thing is this though. Hey, I was gonna ask you about dude though, because you had mentioned him and then you ran past him real fast. Because I like his game, bro. I want to see how you like his game too. About that junior dude, Smith Jr.
I like his game. He aggressive. He confident. He got that.
I want to bring up something with Miller. I want to ask you, Pope. Today, Lamelo in the press conference, he said that Brandon Miller was a great player. He basically said he was 6'9". I think they sound like he was talking like they scored, and Miller, he ended on the high note. Did this change your viewpoint at all, on Miller?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because Melo,
you already knew how tall he was anyway. Hell, why would that change your viewpoint?
Right.
With you.
But not only that,
from the cornerstone.
Hey, look, if you listen to it too, right, Melo, what did he say? His first thing he said was he's 6'9", and he a cool dude. He gonna be like little bro. And then he said, oh yeah, he a good player too. He could put the ball on the floor. Like the good player shit was the last of. That's what I don't understand about why these niggas wanted Miller. Because that should be the first thing you say. Oh, the nigga's off the chain. His game is crazy. Now, all the other stuff is all the other stuff. And then Melo said a couple key points. They asked him, what was it, the last one? He said it was all about mindset. Oh, yeah, about how he go about the NBA season and so on and so forth. And he said, mindset. Your mindset that's all I got for you. And that's correct. Brandon Miller, come on, his mindset is not it. So if that's really the main key for, and that's because everybody got talent in the NBA, you're gonna have a mindset that's gonna really get you over the hump. And Brandon Miller don't even know how much a haircut costs. Man, this nigga 20 years old. This nigga still talking about.
Pope, dig it. Pope.
Yeah. I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, now understand this. Okay, understand this. When he was at Alabama, right? I think that's where he was playing at Alabama. He only played his freshman year. He came up out of college his freshman year. He was number two and number one, fighting for the number one and number two, between number one and number three person in the draft. It wasn't no doubt that they was gonna take him because they see his future, and his future is bright, Pope. When it comes down to a point between your boy and then him, I can see that. But it had to come down to fit though with Charlotte, Pope. You got to let that pass. It didn't come down to whose game is the better. It came down to fit, Pope. If you look at it like that, then you gotta let that. Well, unless you just say, well, man, what's the name? Couldn't go wrong. Scoop couldn't go wrong. You understand me? With Charlotte, of course he couldn't go wrong with Charlotte.
Hell no, and then I could have grabbed Iman Bates. I see. That's the thing. I could have grabbed me a 6'9" wing.
They should have got him.
Yeah, like, listen, that's what I would have been thinking like this. If I'm the GM of the Charlotte Hornets, okay, we need a wing who can shoot. No doubt, it's a couple of them in the draft, from Jordan Hawkins to Cam Whitmore to Imani Bates and so on and so forth. But especially Imani Bates. So if I can go and get him in early second round pick, because I know they got him projected to be later in the second. Okay, I'll get my wing right there, my 6'9", 6'10" sharpshooter right there. I can go give me a dynamic player to go alongside with Lamelo for the next 4 or 5 years. Like a dynamic player plus my wing player that can fit with our squad. But now I got I got a dynamic duo now with re-signing Miles Bridges back. So now I kind of damn near got a 3-headed monster with an E-money base. Like this is like the shit is not hard. It's kind of easy. It's like
Bro,
just do the simple shit.
bro, bro. Come on, Pope. Just accept it, bro. Please.
I mean, accept it. No, I can't accept lousiness. I can't accept what do you call it? Mediocrity, bro. Like when I look at
Mediocrity.
Melo, I
Wow.
fuck with Melo tough because he's a super duper hooper. And I want to see him win, and I know in order to win, he can't do it by himself. So now every player, just because you're a hell of a player, don't mean you can assess talent or you know how to say, okay, match him up with me. Because like I say, if Melo feel like Mitch do and feel like this roster is capable of being able to make a nice playoff run, I don't know what neither one of them niggas is smoking.
They was right there on Melo's rookie year and his second year.
They was not right there. They got the shit smacked out of them both times they made it to the play. I'm talking about the shit smacked out of them. It wasn't even fair. Like it wasn't even like they belonged there. This is what I'm saying. So it wasn't like they battled in the play-in, damn near beat a team who made a nice run in the playoffs. They got the shit smacked out of a team that got their ass whooped when they got to the playoffs.
But Joey, I don't mind you having faith in your team. I don't mind you having that faith. But I'm just begging you to stop being delusional.
How am I being delusional?
Okay, if you don't know, I'm not gonna
Bro,
keep hitting you over the head with it.
their front
You
court
want
isn't their
Miller,
problem.
Joey?
Their front court isn't their
Hold
problem.
on, Joey. You are the same person who want Miller to play the power forward position, bro. So cut it out.
He could play 1 through 4, in my opinion.
Oh my God, all right. I'm
What?
all right.
He did pretty good against Wemby. Did we not forget? I guess we did, but hey, 16 and 11. Is that bad?
Hey, Joey, listen, man. If they do their thing, like I say, I can see them being an 8th, 9th seed at best.
Ooh, nah, Pope. I'm rocking with you.
Eighth,
Pope.
9th seed at best, and that's that's
Talk
at
your shit.
best.
Talk your
No,
shit.
but Poke, he talking about putting
At
Miller
best, they
at
at
power
10 feet.
forward.
Is that Dex? You say 10th seed,
Yeah.
Dex?
Don't
Well,
listen
Yeah,
to them,
that's their
Pope.
feeling.
Don't listen to them, man.
And they
Yeah.
got to crawl from that. And they got to crawl from there. They got to win 2 playing games.
Damn, you say they ceiling this 10th? I was gonna give
I
them
got
8th
him at
and 9th,
11.
but I can
I
see
got him
that
at
too.
11. I got him at
Damn,
11.
you got them
I
at
got
a
him at
missing
11.
the play in.
Yeah, I got him at 11.
Damn, y'all got them. See, that's what that's what I mean. That's why I say I don't know what Melo or Mitch is on. Talking about they building through the draft, and yeah, they on their way of
Melo trying to
making the
get Jello
playoffs.
up there.
I don't
Melo trying to play the
understand.
game.
No, it's
Nah,
about developing the talent, man. They got talent.
I'm telling you what's going on.
developing
Melo
the
is playing the
talent.
game to get his brother up there.
Joey, whatever you
Yeah,
drinking
Mitch.
in your cup,
Yeah, Mitch.
I
Yeah,
need
you're right,
you to
Mitch.
send me some of that to New Orleans. What?
I-
Because I know
They
we
have
got
no
moonshine
choice.
down
They
here,
have no
but I
choice
don't know what you got in your cup. Send
because
that to me
look,
though.
Gemini, they have no choice but to make the playoffs based on the contracts. They have to pay Miles next year, probably PJ. They can't afford to bring no big names in this year, so they have to push playoff right now. They have to. They can't
I,
keep getting lottery. They can't.
Joey,
Lottery?
they would need to make a big push during this buyout season,
No, they
and
don't.
then we could revisit that. But until then,
Who
I honestly,
wants to come to Charlotte? If you could go anywhere in the world, you're not waking up one day and say, "Yo, I'm out to
McGee
Charlotte."
just want to check. McGee just want to check
They
while
just
you
want their
playing.
That
check.
nigga
Yeah,
Melo
exactly.
did.
Wait, what happened?
He's saying Melo did, but
But Melo
McGee
got
just
drafted.
want to check.
Melo got
Hey,
drafted. He had no choice.
Melo said, he said, "Hey, I'm comfortable here.
Like he
I
sound mad.
like
He sound mad weird saying it. He sound mad weird. Like he was like, "It's all right."
But
You
what
know,
did I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all? But when I said that shit, I don't even know if y'all even noticed. They having fun. fun down there. I've been
Yeah,
there.
they having fun.
That's the
fun.
get up. They having fun down there.
I never been to
The man
Charlotte.
ride Lamborghinis and colors in downtown Charlotte. That's
Yo,
not
they be taking
an
videos of
everyday
him.
thing. That's not Beverly Hills.
They
People
be
ain't accustomed
videoing
to
him
that.
crazy.
They tripping. But no, I mean, you know, I can't wait to see. I hope my boy Melo ball crazy out. I hope he go crazy, man. And
So,
what up, Puppy baby?
Return the way they did in the don't forget.
You roboting up right now. Dex, you roboting.
Hey, that's good. Thank you, Dex. Hey, Pope, look here. I'm going to tell you something. Look here. I had you like that smile on so mellow face. I like it too, Paul. I'm going to tell you something. I don't think that same smile would have been on there if they had Scoot on that.
No, listen, I don't knock Melo for not wanting to relinquish his point guard duties half and half or split it. If that's his case, I don't know what his case is. I don't know what he's seen in there. I don't know. And that ain't his job to pick Miller. So I don't even fault none of that. I believe it's their job for you to.
That's not. Lamelo did not like school. He did not like school.
Dex, you coming
Lamelo
through with
just wants
static,
somebody who's going to be confident.
Hey,
Dex, fix your mic. Fix your mic.
Hey, Dex. Wait, slow down for a minute, Joy. Look here, Dex, you breaking up. And you breaking up real good because you breaking up because you acted like you kind of made sense. But I think he said what he said. He said what he said, bro. So
yeah,
I think
he like him.
happy
He
about
rock
what
with
happened,
him.
how it turned out, Dex. It wasn't just no accident. It wasn't no picking no ball.
Yeah, he Melo rock with him. And
no, I'm saying that he wasn't not liking Scoop. That's what I'm saying. He don't have no personal problem with Scoop. Now, just because you like somebody better doesn't mean you don't like the other guy. Those are just false narratives sprawling around the YouTube landscape. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying he don't like Scoop.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he dislikes Scoop.
Say if Brandon Miller didn't come out this year. Say the extra year in the draft, and the Charlotte Hornets had an opportunity to draft Scoop. So you think Melo's going to whisper in the GM's ear? Nah, don't get him, boy. Don't get him. Nah, man, you get him, I'm leaving.
Dame Dollar. Dollar.
Yeah, no, I don't believe he would. Like I said, I don't know what they was doing. I don't know what it was about Brandon Miller. I really don't. I'm confused. Like I say, it's a lot. He's smooth. He all right player. But he's not a number. He's just not that dude. And the more
I said earlier.
Let me say this too.
do y'all watch the interviews of Brandon Miller?
I do.
Yeah, he's kind of goofy.
Can I say this too?
Bro, he's vibing, bro. He's vibing,
he's a
bro.
weirdo.
Nah, he's kind of goofy.
Bro, he's vibing,
He's slow.
He's vibing, bro.
Hey, Joey, you 2021, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you. This is perfect for you. Who do you get haircuts or your hair braided or what? I don't know how you get haircuts.
Yeah.
Who pays for your? Do your moms pay for your haircut? It's cool if she do, but if do your moms pay for your haircut?
Nah. I used to pay for it, or sometimes she would do it. Like if I can't get no one to do it on the spot and I need it. Yeah.
She give you the money? Do she give you the money to pay for it?
No, hell no, I have money, bro.
She go. No, I'm saying like, do she get when she pay for it? Do she give you the money, or do she go and get a barber the money?
No.
Joey, how much your hair? How much the most you pay for a haircut?
Like 45, 35.
45. Okay, so you see how you knew that answer? They asked this nigga Brandon Miller. Same question. Paul George said, "What's the most you pay for a haircut?" This nigga's answer is, I don't know. Mom's pay for a haircut.
Nah,
I'm like,
that was weird.
I'm like, bro, how you 20 and like so who searches for your barber? You went off to college in a different state than you even live in and you from. Who your mama was fighting, and mama really knew. She yelled out $50. So it's like, nigga, you met that much of a mama's boy type of nigga to where you don't even know how much a haircut costs, cuz. Like, I can't fuck with you. Just on little shit like that, like, tells me a lot about you. Little shit tells me a lot. So when somebody tells them about who they are, y'all need to start believing them. That nigga's a weirdo.
About the haircut.
But look, check this out though. Check this out. Listen, I'm gonna say this right here. When the Houston Rockets drafted Jalen Green, he ran James Harden out of his team. When Scoop got drafted by the Portland Trailblazers, it appears he's running Dame out of his seat. Who the hell is Brandon Miller running out of the seat when they don't even have an all-star in the position that he's seeking? And those other guys are Hall of Famer, first ballot. Can somebody answer that? That's a real question.
I mean, right now, the only problem they have is what are they gonna do about $30 million? Are they gonna bench him, or are they going to continue to let it play out? That's the overall question.
They're about to start him. He's a starter.
We're getting away from what I just asked. Who is Brandon Miller running out of their seat as the number 2 pick? Who is he running out of the seat? And they don't have no Hall of Famer there. They don't have no All-Star there. Who the hell he's running out of the seat?
JT Thor.
No, it would be Hayward. JT Thor is a power forward.
JT Thor is a small forward.
Hayward is a small forward.
He's a small forward / power forward. He can play both. It's not like y'all really get that confused. He's both, and that's who minutes. When you say who minutes, like he gonna be really getting after, it's gonna be JT Thor.
What? Hayward, bro? What are you talking about? I had to get cut out like that. I got kicked off.
Okay, all right. We gonna see when training camp start. We gonna see who gonna be starting, bro.
That shit like 2 months from now, right?
Yeah, we gonna see who's gonna be starting. But another thing
that's enough time to organize.
Dex and everybody, whoever want to chime me, like when on the press conference, when Mitch started talking about they ain't the oldest squad and what they really need is a leader over there, a veteran. They need a leader. Right now, the system is what it brings the talent go there, and the coaches they leader right now. Like he was basically saying, the only leader they got there is they coach. That's what he said. Now I don't know how y'all took it, but that's how I took it. Like, nigga, you got Melo, who you just paid $260 right here, which Melo to me not a leader yet. Not yet. You don't got them leadership qualities like the
No, Poke. He brought up that wasn't what Mitch said. Mitch brought up Hayward first. He brought up Terry. Then he brought up the coach. Then he said Lamelo. That was what he said when he was asked about leadership, and that was his order. I
ain't talking about when he was asked about leadership. I'm talking about when he was just saying about when he was talking about bringing in a veteran, because they don't have no veteran leadership over there. Like he was saying, they coaches is like the leader.
Can I ask y'all something?
Okay.
I want to ask everybody something that's on the panel right in the chat too. Are y'all saying right now? Well, currently, Hayward is still the highest paid player because Lamelo's new contract ain't. But that's besides the point. Are y'all telling me whoever's the highest paid on the roster is the leader of the team?
Hell no.
Okay, I was making sure.
Hell no. They have no leaders on that team. They don't have no leaders on that team.
It was supposed to be Gordon Hayward and Terry, but you see where that went.
Yeah, Melo, he don't got that like get it in gear. They got the type of team that they need a Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan type leadership, a stern leader, not Jimmy Butler, a no nonsense like nigga. We come here not play around. We came here to we come here to win, and they need a leader like that. Like Melo lead by example.
But Pope, remember now, you have to look at the dynamics that surround Butler and what team he went to. He already went to a team with championship pedigree. So by him fostering that mentality, it was a match made in heaven. But they still yet to win a championship as Butler, as the steward force of that team. But Charlotte Hornets, like I said before, we got to really take it in. Terry Rozier came to nest and rest. They didn't come to win no championship, taking that Charlotte Hornets money.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, hold on, I can say this real quick. If y'all paid attention to the Brandon Miller interview, he also was. I think one of them asked him about playing against Lamelo, or playing with him, on practicing or shit like that. He was like, nah, we can't play with him. You feel me? So he gonna lead by example, bro. I'm not really too worried about the rah. You feel me? He gonna lead by example and talent. Like, you see what I'm doing out here? You either gonna follow or we gonna lose.
But his mindset, he better copy Melo's mindset.
Oh, you talking about the
Yeah, he better copy Melo's mindset. Because it's weird. No, it's not weird that his mama pay for haircut. That's okay. You're 20 years old, you're a college kid, your mama can pay for everything that you everything. But for you not to know,
he said look for the barber. He said
for you not to know how much a haircut costs, I'm like, that's a little weird.
That's not weird to me.
I can't defend him.
Yeah, that's not weird to you, Purple Baby. First of all, you're not a young man, so you probably wouldn't be weird to you. But us young, especially as teenagers, we was going to get our hair cut. I'm sure every guy on this panel was going to get their haircuts 13, 14 years old by they lonesome to the barbershop. Or if mama did come with you, she give you the money, you go pay the barber, whatever the case
from
may
8 years old. From
right,
6
like
I
so
started
yeah.
at 6, so going by myself. So
for a nigga to be 20 years old and I don't even know how much a haircut costs, that's crazy.
This is why it's not weird.
And I don't. And you know what? I think he might be faking the funk because the kid is from Nashville, as far as I understand, right? Nashville, Tennessee.
He wasn't faking that. His mama answered. I know what you're talking about, but it's just so hard to fathom that a kid from Cashville not going to get the haircut with some of his boys at one time in his life. Bro, this is what I'm telling you. He was not capping. It was nothing about him that was capping on that. He don't be capping. The nigga's weird. Did you see? He even thought about it. Paul George asked him, he said, I don't pay for haircuts, bro. Like, and they was like, what? He was like, my mom's do. And they like, damn, mom's how much haircut? And she, they trying to give her, she said $50. But nah, he wasn't capping, just like he don't know his favorite basketball movie. Because one nigga said, he do the same shit every time he get asked a question. I don't know. I don't watch movies like that. I don't got a favorite basketball movie. So nigga's
Pope,
weird.
Pope, are you saying that's why he was so gullible to go grab that backpack? I mean, where are we going? The man don't have no noodles, no scruples. I mean,
he don't. He don't know. That's what I mean. He's not confident about nothing of himself, of what he want to do, what he want to be. When a nigga asks you, what's your goals, your personal goals to accomplish in the NBA? Do you know every rookie that I've heard answer that question? Most of them, they all say, I want to be great in this league. I want to be one of the greatest. This nigga said, I just want to play 10 plus years. I just want to help the Hornets win championship, play 10 plus years. Paul George had to tell him, like, bro, you need this personal goals. Like, but you should know this already as a young man. I don't want to hear he's too young.
But you can't judge his game on the court based off of that, though. I hope
it's not all about game.
Pope, answer this question right here. Slate got at you real quick. He said he'd be trolling a lot of interviews. He admit that he be trolling.
Yeah, I bet he gonna say that because he getting called out by a bunch of people on how weird his ass is. He got called out all on Twitter. Like people, even doing draft combine, his interviews they was ranking an F. Like he was getting ranked as worst interviewer and all of that shit. So he's had a long since even with the Paul George is my GOAT, everybody been smacking all his interviews, and so it'd only be right for him to try to.
In retrospect, hold on,
nigga, you
folks,
weird.
Stay focused. In retrospect, folks, they claim that LaMelo Ball also was having bad interviews and getting low grades in interviews.
That's because Lamelo was talking like a street nigga.
Okay.
We know this. We watched his interviews. Lamelo was talking like you know how he talked. He wasn't sugarcoating nothing in his interviews. So I mean, this is different. This is a big difference. It's like when you hear this young man talk, you can separate. You can look at how everybody else talk, from Victor to Scoot to Thompson twins to the Grady Dick to Iman. Like you can hear in their interviews how they assertive of themselves. You can hear in his interviews how he is clearly a lost child. You can hear it. You can hear, he tells you all this shit. I just started taking charges last year. He said some shit like that. Like, I just started taking charges last year, and I never took charges in high school. You don't realize
if you're the best player on your high school team, why would you even want him to take a charge?
Nigga, we all take charges. That's what I'm saying. Y'all niggas don't. If you play defense, you take charges. It's just natural.
Hey, I was one of the best players too, but I took charges. I was one of the best players on my team.
I was one of the best. Thank you.
You played in the dinosaur.
No, wait. Hold on, Dex. Hold on, Pope. His game is more help defender. So he even in high school, he's a better help defender than people give him credit for. But as far as taking charges, no, he did not. It was more help defending for him. That's what he concentrated his game
man,
on.
plus you got to hit the rebound, man. Oh, I'm sorry you don't take charges.
I disagree. If Brandon Miller is my player, Campani, if he's my player, doing what he's doing, I see he got promised to make it to the league. I'm trying to keep him from injury. I'm coaching him in
Dex. Dex, but some of us hit the gym some of us hit the one at the early age. I hit the gym at the early age, man. When I worked out with bodybuilders as a 15-year-old. So
Dex,
you know, so shit.
Dex, you should know better, bro. Dex.
Pope, it's a new age. They're not playing football on the basketball court.
No, but that's still Dex. We okay. Listen, I have drills for taking charges. I got drills. You got drills. You're on how to help side.
How old are your age group that you dealing with?
I do the drills from all the way. Even when I got 7-8-year-olds, it don't matter. That's basic basketball. That's winning basketball.
When you hold up, Pope, you know, like all of us who play sports, all of a sudden the cream start rising to the crop, and certain guys in our group start separating themselves based on their talent, and they get treated a little different. It's always been this way.
No, but see, no, because now you can say that's cool if that's how he. If somebody coddled him, and you say you would have coddled him too. If that's me, I'm harder on my best players. I'm more harder on my best players than any of my other players. So
you can be hard. You can be hard on your player. That's not a problem. But you want to prevent them from injury. You don't want to send them on a crash course.
Listen, taking a charge, you don't get injured off of taking charges. What are you talking about?
Nah,
I depends on how you take it though. But like I said, man, it's like, hey, man, like I said, you got to hit the gym at a young age, especially if you want to be in the league. I mean, when I was Brandon Miller's age, I was way stronger than him, man. I'm talking about, damn, you know, you got to hit the weight room, man.
But Campani, we're not talking about that aspect. Now, Campani, when you was playing basketball, and you was playing basketball in a hub, Chicago. That's a hub.
I said in the gym.
No, listen what I'm telling you.
Okay.
You was playing basketball in a city or a region that is a hub for basketball all over the fucking world.
Yeah, that's true.
When you were with your group, you noticed, if you wasn't that one, you noticed certain individuals started separating themselves talent-wise from the group.
Oh, yeah, man.
And they start getting preferential treatment.
Yeah, I played in a lot of tournaments. Yeah, I can tell you that's true. Yeah, man.
Listen, real coaches don't give you they don't do that. So yeah, if you want to say he didn't have that type of coach, maybe, then that's cool.
That's father from the truth. Real coaches do that. They're the ones that do it.
No.
Now coaches try to make a name for themselves. They might have a little aberration as far as that. But coaches that's got names for themselves, they already separating and plucking from the flock.
Hey, let me tell you something. Ain't no AAU coaches thinking about a kid getting hurt off for taking charges or diving after loose balls. You can forget about it. Yeah. And coaches want to win. especially in AAU. They want to win. It ain't.
I disagree now.
That's
At
cool.
that point, I disagree.
Let me say this though. Like, I see my coach when I was coming out, my coach was never hard on me because I was a hard worker anyway. The only thing he got on me about, I need you to score more points. I said, okay, say less. I do that, okay, because I like our defender. I like anybody up, no problem. So yeah.
I mean, I dig what I know what the premise of what Poker's saying, but no, there are some coaches that go against the grain and tell players certain things, and at that point, that could be a possibility. There
Some of
are
these
some
kids are soft
coaches
now.
that
I'm
do
sorry,
that.
bro. Some of these kids are softer now. I mean, they ain't built like so much when we was coming up.
But K,
I'm sorry, bro.
K, that's not what we're talking
But
about.
it's too much money in the game right now, Cafani.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people is missing. There's so
I
much
know that
money
too.
in the game. There's so much money in AAU. You have to protect your commodity at that level. You don't send them kids on crash courses that separated themselves by degrees and talent over the flop. You follow what I'm saying? I'm not talking about just AAU if everybody's kind of averaged out. No, if you got that supreme talent, you pull them to the side. Hey man, chill on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you know that's your ticket. And most AAU coaches, when they get somebody in the pros, that professional player, once he get his bread, starts supporting that AAU coach program, and he knows this.
Because
like
also,
my boy
if y'all
Chad
look
Brown,
at it,
can I share this? My boy Chad Brown just played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? My boy Derek Holmes. I think I had Derek Holmes on Flight Sports TV Live one time. Who was at his camp? My boy Derek Holmes, who played in the NFL. If y'all don't remember him from Green Bay and Buffalo, he the one that took over for Thurman Thompson, pushed Thurman Thompson out to be. My boy Derek Holmes. My boy Marcus Robinson for the Oilers. And my boy Crutchfield. Now, some of these guys have football camps, and some of them, even Snoop Dogg, for instance. You don't think Juju Smith Jr. is not bringing bread back to Snoop Football League? You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I could agree with that.
So since there's so much money. And the only reason why I'm talking like this because I know that I know how they talk to me about these kids. Once they find that kid, that jewel, that cream, they start separating him and putting him in positions to excel, right? At the same time, using preventive measures from getting the youngster from being injured because they know that's the pro talent because they've been in the pros and they know the steps, stages, and degrees into getting in there. And I'm telling you, and Derek Holmes' son plays for the New York Giants, Darnay Holmes. So y'all Giants fans know who he is, the cornerback. Y'all know who he is, right? My other boy, David Long, his son used to play with the Rams. That's how I was getting into the Rams game through his pops, David Long Jr., and now they play with the Raiders. But these guys came through my boy Derek Holmes' camp. And now that they're league, and he got like 6 players in the league from his camp, they all give back. Every last one give back.
Hey, Dex.
So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Dex. And this is what they tell me. Dex, when you find that one, we start to move them out. You know what I'm saying? Start separating. And then we start telling them certain shit that we don't tell other players because we know this one has promise. We got one more coming out of that league. Blaylock from USC. Number 7 for USC. Watch out for that name. That's my own boy's nephew. So I know what they do when it comes to that kind of talent. That's only why I'm saying that. Yes, sir.
Okay, so Alabama last year, that's where he learned when he started taking charges. The coach is about defense. He about defense and locking up shit like that at Alabama. He don't care about Brandon Miller getting injured on taking no charge. That's where he learned how to take charges. He finally got to a coach who said, nigga, over here, you're going to take charges over here. And that's why he learned. So it's all about a coach. It's like I had got a kid who was off the chain when he was in 8th grade. He dunking on niggas. He's shooting from way out yonder. See, about 6'5", 8th grader. Handles, all of that. Wing. And everybody tried to hit all his coaches before. They did all that coddling him and shit like that. When he got with me, it was a different story. Like, I told a nigga, like, you ain't going to play if you don't dive after loose balls. If I don't see you the first on the ground after loose balls, so on and so forth. And he'll tell you, like, that shit changed who he was as a player, because now he's doing all the extra stuff. Plus, he got all the skill set.
But Pope, I understand that. But a second ago, you just stated that coaches wouldn't tell him different. And that's what Dexter's
Yeah,
pointing
not good
out.
coaches. Not good coaches. Not good. Good coaches they don't coddle players.
Okay, do you think Mike Krzyzewski? Hold on. Do you think Mike Krzyzewski is a good coach?
Who?
Mike
Krzyzewski. Coach K, yeah.
Coach K?
Coach K, yeah.
Of course. He don't coddle nobody.
Okay. No, that's not true. That's not true.
Okay. All right. Well, I disagree.
Okay. Did you know Coach K was one of the coaches who did not allow that type of taking charges like that, right? You know who started that with Coach K? Where he kind of broke.
I don't know if Coach K having that's
Early.
not true to me. That's not a true statement.
Oh my God!
Duke takes charges. What are you talking about?
Now,
players take charges.
Talk about Duke now.
You know what though?
How long you been watching Duke, Coach? See, this is where the disconnect comes. How long you been watching?
Since Grant Hill. I mean, just Grant Hill.
Okay, now before the Grant Hill era, we had the Ala Nabi and you had the Johnnies and things of that nature. Watch how they play and see how many charges they take, because it's on there. Because these are Hall of Fame, the Christian late in his early years. Bobby Hurley initiated that, and Coach K was somewhat against that. You follow what I'm saying? But Bobby Hurley was too hard-headed, and plus Bobby Hurley comes from a pedigree of coaching, and he comes from a pedigree of a coaching pedigree that was coming from a hell of a school in New Jersey. That's prominent even right now today. He kind of over what you call that?
Overruled.
Not listen. Overruled some of Mike Krzyzewski's philosophy. And he became that hard-nosed person that started taking charges and Duke sacrificing his body. Because Duke was always known as a soft school. That's why they couldn't win a championship. They were talented, smart, but soft. And then after Bobby Hurley ushered in that kind of toughness, then you had Wojnarowski coming, and he just took it to a whole nother level. And then you had Jay Williams coming, who took it to a whole nother level. So if Coach K is considered a good coach, hey, I'll rest my case.
I mean, if you want to pull back how he was coaching in the 1950s, then you got me. I don't know. But
I don't know if he was coaching in the 1950s.
Ever since I was watching,
I think it was it's probably about the 60s or the 70s, I think.
Now he started coaching in the 80s. He started coaching in the 80s, like I think 83. He started coaching too.
Okay.
He's a product of the tree of Bobby Knight.
Yep.
West Point.
Ever since I've been watching Duke Blue Devils, man, they was doing everything to win a championship, taking charges, diving after loose balls, whatever it was.
But look who was on their team. They're not missing somebody. I didn't say they never did it. I'm saying where it really started at.
He obviously changed his coaching style. Because believe you me, you got to coach them.
They beat UNLV.
If you don't implement those type of things, then your players will get away with not doing those type of things.
But
yes, probably.
Okay, I agree with both that. But when we get how many coaches right now that's coaching right now pros implement what you're talking about? Guys going to the floor to dive.
Well, as a youngster, are you talking about these NBA players? Are you talking about NBA coaches? Because
Yes.
once you get to the NBA level, that's already to be established. Like you playing hard on that type of level, you are that you're gonna be that player who you are. Like that, we was doing this as youngsters. This is natural. Like you slide over, you cover your nuts up, and you take the charge. Like plant your feet, take the charge.
Yeah, you're right. Cover your nuts.
Stick your chest out. Take the charge. That's it. There's nothing to it. So it's like when you see somebody, my only thing why I'm really nitpicking at this because of how much Brandon Miller was saying he is a defensive player. He all about defense. Like in the interviews at the draft combine, he kept saying the main important thing to me is defense, 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 defense. And then I hear later on, he said, I just started taking charges last year. So I'm like, nigga, so you really ain't defensive minded like that because defensive minded niggas ain't naturally take charges. When you playing defense hard, you going to beat somebody to their spot. You going to do all of that, and they're going to run right into you. So it's not just taking charges on fast breaks. I think y'all thinking like, here he got to take a charge if a nigga coming like LeBron James full head of speed at him and he need to just stand there. No. It's taking charges with just one step over and you beat a nigga to the spot and he just run into you. It's just your defensive IQ is so high, like you aware on all the shit that's going on. You know how to step in certain spots and take charges. And don't be no thing. You ain't gonna get injured off of that.
I mean, especially when the game is online, you want to be able to take that charge. You know what I'm saying? That's you know.
Somebody in the chat just said. So, let's say he was speaking in terms of he was a defensive player, like in terms of being in Alabama. Y'all wouldn't take that. Like, okay, yeah, he knew how to play defense. He just didn't do it until he got to Alabama. Would you take that?
You asking me? Because,
that is a good point.
Like because certain coaches, I mean, they can get into you on this is what you got to do. But the way I'm saying Brandon Miller talk, like, as if that's what he had naturally like. Okay, for instance, for example, that's how I am. When I get on the court, I want to stick the best player. So it don't even matter if he's 6'5", 6'6", 6'7".
Right.
I want to stick to whoever the best player. I can go open gym. My team.
Me and you got Napoleon complex. If you 6'4", 6'5", you ain't thinking like us. That's 5'9" and 9.
But no, I'm sick.
We think that we got to go the extra yard to prove ourselves.
But
I'm 5'11". Yeah, I stick some of the biggest niggas. Yeah, I stick anybody. Right. I don't care who it is.
Right. If you know how to play D, if you know how to do it, you can do it.
Right.
Size really is not. It's not that because you gotta just know how to. You gotta know how to operate. But that's all. I'm just saying.
Size matter in the NBA. I believe size matters. I believe size matter in college. What?
If size matter, when
you're like high school. So he's an anomaly.
You wouldn't see players like the small players prevail in the league.
But those are anomalies, though, Pope. How many small players compared to tall players?
I mean, there's a bunch of them, bro. The CP3s,
it's not even close.
The John Morants, them dudes are small.
Those dudes are 6 feet and above.
The Isaiah Thomases,
but those dudes are 6 feet and above. 6 feet to the average. That's above average height.
Okay,
Isaiah Thomas 5'9". John Moran is 6'2".
That's small.
Yeah, that's small.
But listen, you talking Isaiah Thomas, right? Wasn't he superb when he was healthy?
Oh yeah, ain't nobody stopping that.
He wasn't the average 5'9" player. Everything he put up, he damn near hit if he was open. And he shot with a high efficiency. He was a volume shooter. He shot with efficiency.
It's been small players.
So that's a knowledge.
Succeeded. It's been lots of small players,
but not compared to big players. I'm saying
that have succeeded very good in the league. Even your average from.
I understand.
I'm not saying what's one of your best ones though. Okay.
Calvani and Pope. I'm not saying there's none. See that? Don't get that mistaken.
There's a bunch of them.
I'm not saying there's none. But if you compare the ratio of small players to tall players win every time. How many small players in the Hall of Fame?
It's a bunch of them. What are you talking about?
There's no bunch of small players in the Hall of Fame.
When you say small, do you mean
what's small man? Because he in the Hall of Fame, I believe.
Small is under 6 feet.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like that. Small is under 6 feet. Because 6 feet really not small.
No, 6
it's
foot
small
is
compared to a 7-footer.
In a league, the 6 foot is 6'2" is small. It's a bunch of.
But it's not small in society, folks. It's not small in society, right? 6 feet is not small in society.
I mean, 6 feet 5'11" on might be right there.
Right, 6 foot.
Right.
Come on, bro.
When you say small, when you really say small in basketball, you're talking about the average height of human beings, right? The average height of human beings is 5'6", 5'9".
6'5".
So those guys, listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, Yeah,
Of
for
a
a human
male.
being on the earth.
5'9".
On the earth, yes. Now listen, when you take that height and you excel in the NBA, which garners taller people as first choice, then that's superb.
No, yeah, you extraordinary.
That's the aberration. That's the only thing I'm saying.
No doubt.
But when you
You're right about
6'4",
that.
yeah, okay.
I mean, shit. I have to beat I beat the tallest motherfuckers in 101s.
Did you like that then? Did you like that?
But the only thing is you gotta keep them out the hole. The tall motherfuckers, you just gotta keep them out the hole. You got defense, you'll be okay. You know.
You're right. My thing was never even look at size. Like,
right. I didn't never look at that.
Never looked at that. You couldn't tell me I was a little nigga. I didn't even notice that. I didn't notice I was little. You understand what I'm saying?
Because I remember, this is how I first remember I had a Napoleon complex. I never thought that. I just thought I was just overzealous. You know what I'm saying? Just want to be an overachiever, right? I was playing with my boy. We just playing pickup games. Stacey Augman. I'm quite sure y'all ever heard of Stacey Augman. It's a lottery pick.
Yeah, I know. Pasadena.
Yeah, Atlanta Hawks. Yeah.
Pasadena.
So we used to all go play basketball.
We know you a blood. We know you a blood, Dax. I know. We know.
No, I don't game bang. You know, I don't.
We know.
But anyway,
from the PD. We know.
But nevertheless, he's still my boy right now today. Yeah, he's still my boy right now today. But listen, I was playing Stacey Augman. Stacey Augman at that time was about 6'6". But I mean, that's where he's from. Where's Deshaun Jackson from?
No, I was just asking where you're from. That's all.
Where's Juju Smith from? You know, it's a whole lot of people that's in the league like that. But that don't have nothing to do with me. I've been knowing Stacey since, elementary school. But nevertheless, look, check this out. I was guarding him, but I wasn't aware that I was overdoing it. And this guy's at UNLV at the time. He's at UNLV at the time. And he like, Dax, man, chill. And I'm thinking like, damn, what you talking about chill? Nigga, you in college. We just playing ball. You know what I'm saying? And then he said, listen, man, if I get hurt out here, then I'm screwed. But if you get hurt out here, it ain't nothing from that point because you ain't hooping like that. So you need to chill. And I thought about it, right? And I was like, yeah, you're right. Because why I'm guarding a 6'6" Stacey Augman and I'm only 5'7"? It doesn't, because reason why I took the task, because he was the best player on the court. And listen, in that same gym, not this game, in that same gym, Pete Maravich used to always come there and show us little tricks.
But see, Dex, once again, you said you was what? You was what?
5'7".
5'7". Come on, that's right.
Yeah, I haven't really grown from there. I'm 5'8" now. I go about 8'1".
That ain't gonna cut it. But yeah, no, I mean, it's listen.
But you understand what I'm saying, though? I'm 5'7" trying to guard 6'6", and this dude is uber athletic. Stacey Augman is uber athletic. They call him plastic. Yep. So what the hell I'm doing guarding him for real? Because in my mind, I'm trying to show that I can guard the best person on the court. Nah, he is a hooper.
No, I'm saying you wasn't even a hooper.
Oh, no, I'm not a hooper.
Oh, you weren't a hooper like that. That's why I see me when I was coming, I was a hooper, bro. I was out there.
See, there we go. Yeah.
I was out there.
I played high school basketball, but that's about it.
Hey, Pope, you was a hooper, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was a hooper.
Oh, yeah. We hoopers, man. We don't think about size and all that stuff, bro.
But Pope, what I'm correlating is my size versus Stacey Augman's size. It doesn't even matter if I'm a hooper. I shouldn't really be guarding that because
if you're not a hooper, listen. I've seen Muggsy Bogues who's a hooper at 5'7", 5'8", like you.
But Muggsy Bogues used to get cooked.
Guard Michael Jordan.
Y'all forget Muggsy Bogues used to get cooked.
Muggsy Bogues used to rob niggas. He was a pest on defense. You must have forgot.
But listen to what I'm saying. See how you got to deflect? I said Muggsy Bogues used to get cooked.
And
I never said he never stole them.
Take cookies too.
I never said and Muggsy was an everyday mismatch, especially we have guard. A lot of point guards is beat on.
You can say that if you want, but Muggsy led them niggas to the playoffs a couple of times.
It didn't lead them to nowhere. That wasn't Muggsy. Don't do that. That was Alonzo Mourning.
Come on, that was
Muggsy was a part of the team, but he didn't lead them.
Part of that. Don't do that.
I'm not saying he wasn't. He was on the team, Pope. But you
No,
can't
he
take the
wasn't just
credit for
on the
Larry
team.
Johnson and what's the other dude named Washington?
Alonzo Mourning.
DJ Washington or whatever his name. And
Yeah,
Lonzo
PJ
Mourning.
Washington.
Y'all remember Washington?
And
Yeah,
Larry
you
Johnson.
can't take the credit. Dale Curry.
No,
Come
they
on,
had a
folks, don't do
squad.
that.
They had a squad.
Of course they had a squad.
Yeah, they had, but Muggsy Bogues.
It wasn't
was their
Muggsy Bogues,
starting
but I'm saying it
point
wasn't.
guard. He set the table for
Spud
them
Webb
gentlemen.
was a starting point guard. And Spud Webb
So
got to the
what? In
semifinals with the Atlanta Hawks.
Atlanta Hawks,
Yeah.
exactly. Spud
But what
Webb
I'm
was
saying is
nice.
that wasn't Spud Webb team. It was Dominic Wilkins
Yeah,
and
so what? I
Livingston
didn't say it was
and Tree
Muggsy
Rollins
And Willis.
But
No,
he
and
was
Willis.
and Willis and Kevin Willis. Yeah, Kevin Willis. But Kevin Willis came on those later once Dominic
Right,
kind
right,
of,
right.
neither here
over.
nor there. This ain't Brandon Miller guy.
But when it was young, but when it was like a real Atlanta Hawk team, it was Tree Rollins and Dominic Wilkins and Livingston.
Hey, yo, but Brandon Miller though, give Brandon Miller about a year or two. He gonna be okay, man. As long as he in the gym doing what he need to do, working on his game, he gonna be fine.
I got a question for y'all.
What you got, Purple?
Is anybody on this Hornets roster top 10 at their position?
It's only
LaMelo Ball.
one person. It's only
LaMelo
one.
Ball. I mean, that's no hesitation on that. LaMelo Ball. He's the top
That's
10
it.
point guard, probably top 3.
Yes. Would you? Miles Bridges might be in the top. He might be in the top. Yeah, he's in the top 15 for sure. Small forward.
Yeah, LaMelo.
LaMelo is the only top 10 player on that team. Even though Mitch Kupchak talking about Gordon Hayward was the best player on the team.
That was a long time ago, Dex.
Yeah, he must have been smoking a lot of dope when he said that. That was like what, 2 years ago?
He lived.
No, it was last year. He said that last year.
Oh yeah, he been smoking a lot. You know he smoking a lot of dope. You know he do drugs, man. Ain't no. Come on, man. That's Miss Kupchak.
Methamphetamine.
For real. Yeah.
He at the podium looking sick. I'm like, this nigga look like Return of the Dead or something. My nigga look sick.
Like we said, that blue magic. He must be doing some of that shit.
Put a mask on, sit next to that nigga. Don't shake his head, Mello. I'm like, no, don't shake his head, Mello. He look like he germed up. So.
Yeah, Unstoppable said he give 2 years. He give 2 years.
I agree with you, Unstoppable.
He think 2 years. You give him 2 years.
2 years.
I get confused because I understand that the play-in tournament is here. So when you say making the playoffs, I hope he mean like top 6 and not like 7 through 10.
That's what I'm saying. When they said we gonna make the playoffs, we got a roster to make the playoffs. I'm like, bro, do you mean you gonna be a 6 seed with this roster? Because that's making the playoffs. Now you making the play in. Now you 7, 8, 9, 10. So what you trying to tell the people? Because I'm like, you and Melo, y'all both smoking dope. If y'all think this roster is gonna be a 6th, 5th seed, that's not happening.
Hey, you know what Brandon Miller said? He said that they going to the playoffs in the first year. Oh man, I got to see this.
Miller said that.
He said that.
Okay.
Yeah, he did say that. He did say that.
About time that list shit. I like to hear shit like that.
I hope they make it in 2 seasons. I don't see that happening.
I'd rather him say some shit like that than him say,
Hey, but you know we got Lamelo. We got Lamelo on the squad though, man. We got so in Lamelo's man, they gonna make it. Lamelo think he gonna get there too. Shit. I'll be honest with you. So he got to the play-in. So can he get to the playoffs?
Right, he should be able. That would tell you a lot about Miller.
Yeah,
you drafted the number 2. Y'all was already a play-in team for 2 years. He should at least he should raise the level of play up to a playoff team now. But they're gonna be battling with the Knicks. I'm gonna tell you like that. It's gonna be the Knicks that they're gonna be battling that 5th and 6th spot for. Knicks and the Hawks.
Miami.
I see them in top 4. I see Bucks, Boston, Heat, Cavs, and I don't know what order. I'm just them is for sure gonna be like the top 4, 5 teams. Oh, 76ers, depending on what they do.
And don't forget about Boston.
I said them. So yeah, I said Bucks, Boston, Heat, Bucks, Boston, Heat, 76ers.
And, okay, what about
Cavs,
the rest?
the Cavs, Knicks. Yeah. It's pretty low.
What about Sacramento, man? Hey, watch out for Sacramento, bro.
That's in the West. That's in the West. He talking about the East.
Yeah, I know about the East. Well, about the West team.
But yeah, the West.
No,
Yeah,
we're
they
talking about the East right now. We're
Y'all just
talking
mentioned
about
all
an
the
East team, so we're only talking about the East right now.
y'all just mentioned all the East teams that's gonna make it.
The Kings are in the West.
I know. I said, who else in the East gonna make it to the? I don't see too many. Unless we gonna see some upsets.
Yeah, unless Lamelo come out and have MVP. Let's see, have MVP candidate type year.
If he can, oh man, that'd
He
be
definitely can. That's a fact, Jack. So unless he can come out and have that type of year, but his assists, how his assists is gonna go up is them niggas gotta hit shots though.
Yeah.
So if he gonna go up to about like 10, 11 assists, they gonna have to Brandon Miller gonna have to be knocking down them Jimmy crickets when he come in. When he come off that bench. Nah, he better start though, man. He should take Gordon Hayward's spot. They ain't
You
tripping
know,
on that 30
he get paid too
million.
much money though. That's why they ain't gonna do that.
That's
30
not
million.
true
He's
though,
not
bro.
better than Gordon Hayward. He's not taking Gordon Hayward's spot. He's not
It
better
ain't
than
even
Gordon
about the
Hayward.
money.
Take,
Like 30 million. When you
30
on
million.
your expiring year, bro, they can pay you out. They could do a lot of different shit. They could say, okay, because if they don't got you in
but
their
we're talking
future,
about the Hornets.
They don't have the balls to do it, man. To put that man
yeah,
on the bench at
Can't
$30
even know
million.
every playbook at the back of it.
y'all see where Westbrook was
Gordon Hayward
with his 47 million. They didn't care if Westbrook was 0-47. They said, sit your ass, come right on off
No,
this
he ain't
bench.
Slate. He's not
But
better
you're
than
talking
Gordon
about
Hayward.
a different organization. But
That
you're
was
talking
when he
about
got the Lakers. When he was with the Wizards, he was starting.
Yeah, he
Like,
should have been starting though. He led them to the. I mean, he helped get them to the playoffs though, Purple Baby. We talking about as a Laker. He was playing horrible that year before last
right?
year, and so when Darvin Ham came, he like, nah, nigga, you was playing horrible, and you still kind of playing the same way. So you gonna play off the bench, 47 million or not.
I
yeah,
don't give a damn.
but that's a different organization. That
I don't give a damn. Westbrook didn't deserve the criticism that he take.
No, he didn't.
Anthony Davis should have took some of that criticism last year too.
no, Westbrook, no. Westbrook took elevated shots, and that was
I'm trying to figure out how can you blame Anthony Davis if he's not there? How you gonna blame Anthony Davis if he's not there?
I'm about to say,
Get your ass off the other court, man.
So
Come on, you got Westbrook holding
no,
in.
Kafana, you wrong, dog.
No. Westbrook played all 82
Nah,
games.
you wrong, dog. You wrong, dog. You wrong, dog.
Hey, Westbrook is doable. The reason why he got more criticism because
he was taking elevated shots, bro.
Like hell, even LeBron went down last year for a little bit.
Bro, he was taking elevated shots, bro. And you steadily looking over that. He took elevated shots.
He was, but my whole point, even though it's a different organization, when you got an expiring contract and they don't plan on re-signing your ass, and they probably plan on if they could get rid of you, they will get rid of you in the same year. And you drafted somebody at number 2 who at that same position, yeah, you ain't tripping on him on that 30 million. You fuck around and say you can go home, my nigga. We'll pay you out.
Like I said, man, I still got mad respect for
Now Charlotte though, Charlotte not gonna do that. Michael Jordan ain't gonna pay no 30 million for them.
No, they not. And plus, he formidable. I mean, he's suitable to do his thing out there for while until he get hurt. So that's what I mean.
Since Gordon Hayward gonna play this shit, I give him the best 40 games.
So the Charlotte Hornets number 2 drafted a part-time player for now.
Yeah, for a couple years.
I bet you Hayward at least play 50 games.
I bet y'all.
Slade, we're talking about when Jordan was the owner, not now, but when he was the owner.
I think that white boy gonna play.
Yep, I think he is too. I think this is the most healthy he's gonna be because he's gonna be looking for that one last deal. It won't be much money, but he's for that one last.
Yeah, well, you're right, Purple. This is Gordon Hayward's audition. He's auditioning every time he dribble that ball. It's a trophy for Gordon Hayward. Audition for his next squad.
Every bird of the Charlotte, he gonna show up and play and ball out. We gonna see.
No, yeah. What Gordon Hayward gonna look right this year. I think he's gonna do everything necessary to stay healthy. Because that's really all he needs to prove. As long as he can stay healthy this year, he'll be able to negotiate at least a good 16, 17 million for 2-3 years for somebody.
Yeah.
So
I can see where his headspace is though. After he leaves Charlotte, is he gonna go to a playoff team? Like, where you at? Where?
That's Calpani, Mike.
I just knew it.
Calpani, your mic is rounded. It sounds like you in an electric chair.
yeah, I thought that was my show. I'm like, damn, what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but yeah,
And
man.
other positive news. What y'all think about the Draymond and what's the name thing?
Draymond and what?
Chris Paul or Jordan Poole daddy?
Yeah, the father. Yeah.
So this is funny because I was just talking about niggas' daddies and how you can tell what type of niggas they is. So we see what type of nigga Jordan Poole is, correct? We've seen this, right? To me, he's a fuck boy, and that's why he got punched in his shit. Oh, excuse, I don't know, my bad. I can't cuss like that on here, my bad. But that's why he got punched in his jaw, because he talked to. Okay, yeah, because he talk a little too much. And even when you see Dame Lillard come out and say, yeah, I told Draymond Green, because I told Draymond Green I don't like that dude. Like, because he do too much. He think he's something he not. And for your pops, see, this shows me why Jordan Poole is like that. Taking Ice Spice and spending $500,000 on. This is, you want to come out and say you ready to go head up, you can meet Draymond Green anywhere. Like, this is damn near a year after now, my G. He was there all season with the nigga. Your son played with him all season long. Now all of a sudden you want to jump bad and you talking about your son a grown-ass man. If your son don't want to fight the dude no more or whatever the case may be and he gone doing his thing, why you still like you supposed to be? Come on, that's why niggas daddy, this what I'm talking about. Sit his old ass down.
I mean, as far as that situation now, the ex-teammates. I mean, this is the best time for the dad to talk. This is his 15 minutes of fame. That's the way I look at it.
But you ain't got to do no talking. If you was really serious, you could have met Draymond Green anywhere in Oakland, in San Francisco. You could have met him after practice, after like a walkthrough. Oh, y'all got a morning walkthrough, son? Yes. And if you was really serious about it, like, why you wait till, like, come on.
Let's be honest, bro. Come on. He don't want no smoke with Draymond. Jordan Poole don't want no more smoke with Draymond after getting in the jaw. No, he don't want no more smoke. Come on, bro. Shit. Oh man, you know it's gonna be dirty when you play against the Washington. Draymond Green gonna be might be fucking them up out there. Probably get ejected one game.
Nah, he gonna send CP3 to do this dirty work.
Yeah, you already know how CPD get down.
Yeah, he gonna send 6 CP3 on him. But you know, that's what I knew though. When people were saying Draymond Green like cheap shot at him or whatever, I'm like, nah, it wasn't a cheap shot. You could see that they was talking trash, whatever they was saying, but they was both back and forth talking trash to each other. And Poole said something that struck a nerve with Draymond, and he walked over there. And and anybody know this? This is what I mean. This tells me Jordan Poole's a weirdo. If you in an argument with another grown man and you saying something foul and he start walking in your direction, nigga, you better put your dukes up.
But Draymond's hands were down. Remember, Draymond's hands were down, and he put his chest. He was trying to put his chest on Poole's chest, and Poole kind of shoved him a little bit. That's where war was, because now you touch him. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not touching you. We just jaw jacking. And then when you try to push me off, you're pushing me. Serious? Oh, light skinned boy, crack.
Crack.
Yeah, Jordan Poole was feeling himself too, because I guess he was supposed to be talking to Malika Andrews or somebody, the reporter or some shit. But
No, that happened in the gym, bro. That had nothing to do with the reporter.
no, I'm saying, but he must have been feeling himself because he maybe got the, what I'm saying, low key, feeling himself,
Yeah, he feeling himself now. He up out of there now, and but it might be another little. I don't know, because with the Chris Paul and Draymond Green, with that little beef they got, or just what Draymond got with Chris, because for him to come out and say, they still need to talk amongst men, like, bro, if you don't like him now, that means you must don't like him on some personal shit. Because if you just don't like him as a competitor, because he might do some, now he on your team, so. That's all over with. That should ain't nothing even talking about. We all good. We on the same team, fighting for the same thing. So, but I don't know, because Chris Paul, he an egotistical man too. He a man's man. And
is it a good possibility he could get traded in the trade deadline, because there's a lot of stuff going on that it could happen if Golden State was exploring that.
I don't see them trading Chris Paul. I don't see nobody else taking that contract. Not at all.
They might release him, if anything. If it go bad, if it go sour, because they only got him for 1 year. So if anything, if it go bad to where he a locker room, like it's the locker room is disturbed, and then they could do that, and they could try to trade him. I mean, they ain't paying them what they paying them. They paying
like 46 to 48.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy as fuck. Yeah.
His contract is in between 46 and 48, pimp. For real.
So him coming off the bench.
Somebody 38 shit. Hey, enjoy the rest
no,
of
48, not 38.
48 million. Chris
like
Paul
46, 40, either 46 or 48.
He will have to pay. Shit.
Because he in the last stage of his contract.
Actually, Chris Paul really earned that money based on what he did with Phoenix Suns.
OKC. Because that's
no, not OKC. I know.
Yeah,
the
mic is
that's Calpani. I don't know why Calpani got to mute himself when he's not talking. Not OKC, because OKC was already established as a powerhouse, and their fan base was secure. The Phoenix Suns were dying. They was dealing with a slow death, and then Chris Paul injected. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so and they were saying, whoops, I see people talking about Draymond Green was in his personal space. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, when you talking that talk, and that's why I said when he was walking towards him, his dude should have already been up. Like, nigga, what you doing? Like, you don't even allow nobody to come in your personal space to that degree. You already know you're in a heated argument. What's next? So he come in your personal space. Now his lips is all close to your lips. No, you're supposed to tuck off on him before. Don't push it, nigga. That's where he made a mistake, trying to shove him. You should have chinned him. Should have chinned him like he chinned you. When he came into your personal space and violated, you were supposed to take his chin off.
I didn't.
And since he didn't, he got his chin took off.
Yeah, Jordan Poole is in a heated argument with a maniac. We all know Draymond is a maniac, and Jordan Poole is being tangential with Draymond while they're in a heated dispute. That's great.
Jordan Poole ain't from the hood or something. I don't know where he come from, but Draymond.
I think he's from Flint, right? Isn't Jordan Poole from Flint?
Nah, he's from Flint, bro.
Yeah, he's from Flint. Flint is dirty. Flint is dirty.
Yeah, he from the Michigan. Yeah. So, Poole allowed him to get into his space, and then he want to give him a little watch out. Nah. And they just gave Draymond all reason to fire.
What? Yeah, I saw that. I said, damn.
Yeah, he took him down. He took him down. And his dumb ass go, he gonna go try to get a date with Ice Spice. She just see you get your whole jaw wired, boy. She from the Bronx, nigga.
Yeah, but they fucked that whole season up though. They fucked that whole
Like,
season up because of that. He
you
couldn't
gotta take your money.
Y'all finding your mic is killing, man. Your mic is killing. You got something before you come back on the show.
She like, yeah, I'll take
I don't know
that
what it is.
500,000.
I mean, I dig it, but back on, I just feel that they need to attack the buyout market, and that will help them solve some of their problems. But they definitely have to attack that buyout market.
Man. It's gonna be an interesting season with the Phoenix Suns loading up the way they loaded up. Denver Nuggets trying to repeat. That'll be a good. Now everybody gonna take them more seriously than they was taking them. The Lakers trying to, now they see that they got a formidable squad to get to the Western Conference and at least threaten the championship. Same thing with Boston. They didn't upgraded with Kristaps Porzingis, so I can't wait to see what that look like. That 3-0. Giannis, he feels shorted because he was hurt for 2 of them games the Heat stole and made it to the chip. So a lot of people, they gonna be fighting. The Bucks gonna be fighting. The Celtics gonna be fighting. Everybody called the Heat flukies. So they looking to get Lillard and re-up. They gonna be fighting. Now
that Lillard dynamic, I'm surprised it's taking so long.
It's
and
because
Miller being on the Hornets.
Portland want 2 first-round draft picks, and they want the 5 players, and they want the 2 second-rounders. They ask them for too much, the price tag too high.
So they disrespecting Dame. Like I keep saying, them people disrespecting that dude, man. All his sweat equity is for naught. They are not treating Dame like they treated Drew Holiday. How despicable is that?
Hey man, he agreed to it by staying. So, I mean, he can't complain because why? He got paid. Dame not the one complaining. It's the media that don't want Dame there. Dame like, man, I'm here.
Or Gemini, how you think that microphone could be at the start of the season?
That microphone
doesn't matter.
Everybody got money.
It doesn't matter.
You gotta do something with that microphone or go to the chat, bro.
Is it the mic or is it your phone? You on your phone or what you want? You might need to change devices.
But it doesn't matter, Kafani, because Dame has not complained other than about the roster. Dame has not even complained now. The only thing the media did was turn the fan base, the local fan base, they're trying to turn them against Dame for Dame to finally take a bended knee and agree to a trade. But Portland themselves as an organization is asking too much for the price tag for Dame. If they would have did this 3 seasons ago, then that price tag is cemented and good. Or before he signed this big deal, it would have been good. Now you're at a point where it's too late to ask for all that.
Nah,
and that's why I disagree with
Portland, don't you think Portland knows this? No. And they just trying to keep Dame in house?
Yeah, they're just trying to keep
Dame.
Dame.
Trying to keep Dame.
Yes, they are.
They're not trying to keep Dame. I don't agree. They drafted Scoot knowing they was gonna get rid of Dame. They want to get rid of Dame to grab assets to build around Scoot. Now this is a perfect time to make that exchange from Dame to a guy like Scoot Henderson now running your franchise, fresh and new youngster in the league that's polarizing.
Okay, if that's the case, that sounds good. But if that's the case, Portland, the Allen estate is one of the richest states in the world. So giving Dame up, getting assets, and taking cash and giving cash consideration for Dame contract to make it digestible. Why are they not doing that? They really want to get rid of Dame and build around Scoot.
No, because Dame is a super duper star still. He not no bum. He's not washed by any means. That's gonna make their team a championship. They just went to the championship. So if they only asking for all of these assets as far as picks and so on and so forth, then you gotta eat that, Miami. That's period. He gonna take you over the top. He fuck around and make y'all fuck around and win a chip. Like that's how Miami should be looking at it. But they
Hornets is acting
so
for
Nah.
Hornets acting for the treasure trove of a team.
Right. They asking for the whole treasure chest, man.
they
Nah, bro.
supposed to. What are you talking about? Listen, if Utah just got what they got for Rudy Gobert and so on and so forth, other people then got some a lot of things for players that's not even on Dame Lillard's level. And Miami wants him. They want Dame. They need Dame to actually get over the hump. And so and Dame saying, I only want to deal with y'all. I only want to go to Miami. Then okay, then y'all got to give up. You got to come up off of that. Look how much stuff the Lakers gave up. Look how much stuff the Lakers gave up for Anthony Davis.
Pope. Pat already went to the table and said what he was gonna give. Portland still want more. That's not on Miami. That's on Portland.
No,
because
you
they're the
can't just
ones
tell
who
me
got to
what
do
you
right
gonna
by
give me.
Dame.
No, hell no, they don't. They don't got to. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
I mean, if you have a moral hope, if you have a moral core, you would do right by Dame for what he did for that organization.
yeah, no,
that
but at the same
organization was in the
time,
dumps when he got drafted. He took over from Aldridge, who couldn't do anything with it.
I
Brandon
can't
Roy was
cut my right hand off to say, listen, I just
no, they
like you have,
bullshit. I just
it
told you
gotta
they
work
one of the
both
richest
ways.
estates in the
No,
world.
it's like, okay, listen, you can't leave us in and so just because you did good shit for us, we did good shit for you. We signed you to a mega contract. Okay, you did good shit for us, we did good shit for you. We've been loyal to you, you've been loyal to us. But now we can't just get robbed. We can't get done in the deal. That's
I think
out.
it's beyond
You want
that.
to go to a team that
It
where
is
Pat
beyond
only
that.
want to give what he want to give, and he trying to be stern, and that's what's holding this up. Instead of negotiating with
Nah.
us and doing it like that, and they got to understand. Like I said, it's really easy for me getting Dame for Miami. Give up that shit that you're gonna give up. You still gonna have Martin.
But
You still
if you
gonna
have,
have
but
Bam. You
we're
still gonna have
challenging
Jimmy.
for
You still gonna have Lowry. You still gonna have.
be frank.
You
We're
high.
challenging. We're challenging that if Scoop is what you say he is, and what most people believe he is,
Yes.
then
Okay.
it shouldn't be this difficult to dump Dame on Miami.
Say that again.
I said it shouldn't be this
If you
difficult.
saying that Scoop is all that, why don't you just take the deal to get Dame off of your books? You're getting 5 players of first round and 2 second rounds.
Because I don't need to set my team back and just have. Okay, first of all, Portland is not a free agency run to, so I got to build through the draft and shit like that. So, period. I don't want to sabotage and knock us all the way down and just be having school like doing some dumb shit the Hornets might do and just leave it to where it's all up to Melo and you should be able to do it, Melo. No. It's he gonna need help. So if I'm looking at what's coming up in these next couple of drafts, hold on, because if you look what's coming up in the next couple of drafts, you got Montes Buzelis, who is 6'11" shooting guard. Do you understand? And then after him, you got the Cooper Flags and the DJ. It's a bunch. Listen,
DJ Wagner Jr.
Right, it's a bunch of it's a Isaiah Collier and Bronny James. It's a bunch of stuff going on. So if you can accumulate as many draft picks as possible to be in these first rounds and high in the second round, shit, you don't give up Dame.
But no other GM is giving up more picks, and there's no other GM that's giving up more picks, and that's part of
the Rudy Gobert days are over. That's not happening.
No, that's not happening. But it don't have to be that to that extent. But if we gonna deal with Miami because Dame wants Miami only, then Miami you gonna have to pay because y'all want Dame too. It ain't like y'all don't need Dame. Y'all need Dame. Everybody over there, Jimmy want Dame. All y'all want Dame. And Dame want to go there. So let's make it work. Don't try to rob us just because they're like. So to me, is Portland saying, no, just because we a little fish in this big pond. Miami, y'all big fish. You understand me? Don't try to fuck us and y'all get Dame and y'all leave us with a couple of draft picks that who knows? Like, y'all gonna be good as hell. So how valuable is them draft picks gonna be anyways? You know what I'm saying? Like, them is gonna be later first round draft picks anyways. So it ain't even like them gonna be lottery picks, nigga. So fuck y'all.
You make a good point. You make a good point, but only thing I'm saying is that if Dame is the son of Rip City and he wants out based on a request that he sent forth about the third pick in the draft. If you draft it, send me out. If you trade it and use it as an asset to acquire more veteran talent, then I'm all in. And they chose to do the opposite that Dame wanted them to do.
Yeah,
So that means that you already said, so that means you already said, I agree with you right there. So that means you already said, buy Dame.
Yeah, but we
now you don't
want
buy Dame.
We just gonna take nickels and pennies. That don't mean that.
And plus, Dame, and it's another thing that Portland that you might have overlooked. Portland, I don't think appreciate Dame with all of his hyperbolic loyalty, taking their money and now want to run left, stage left, exit right.
No, it's like Dame. Okay, so and this is very interesting too, because this is how much Portland believe in Scoop and how much New Orleans believe in Scoop. I don't know about how many
New
other
Orleans.
people tried to call. Yeah, the Pelicans, because they called Charlotte and I'm sure they called Portland too to get Scoop. They was trying to get off of Zion and get Scoop. So if Charlotte wasn't getting drafted Scoop, you better believe they called Portland. They called and they said, hey, what's good? Because that was the whole thing. They was trying to talk to number 2 or number 3. Whoever wasn't getting Scoop. Whoever's getting Scoop, we need to holler at you.
Okay, but Portland,
hold on, Dex,
let me ask you this one question, because I might forget, or my phone might run out. If that's the case with New Orleans, then you still have a CJ McCullough dynamic as well. If you get rid of Zion, now what about the CJ McCullough dynamic?
Okay, so listen.
And that's why the Pelicans didn't make that call.
No,
But
they
keep
definitely
going.
time out. That's wrong. Wrong. So CJ McCollum is an older player and he's not even on a big contract like that. So what you have is your young guys. You got Dyson Daniels, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones. They all can play the 2. So if you got Scoot Henderson and they can play the 2 and 3, them niggas like 6'8", 6'9", the Trey Murphy and the Herb Jones cat. And then Dyson Daniels, he a good 6'6". And
6'7".
6'7". Okay,
6'7".
right, 6'6", 6'7". I said okay, same shit. But he's so you put Scoot with that, and you got Brandon Ingram on top of that. You got Brandon Ingram. So if you put Scoot with that, that's what they looking at. And CJ McCollum is a mentor at this point. He's not a guy who is like, oh, he's a franchise guy. No, he's a leader. But he's not the franchise cornerstone guy. Zion and Brandon Ingram is they franchise niggas. So they definitely, if you call in Charlotte for Scoot and Charlotte went Brandon Miller, it would be dumb as hell if Portland didn't call. I mean, if New Orleans didn't call Portland for Scoot, because that was their whole mission.
No, now let me prove to where your point is wrong. Because first of all, Portland would have had to give up a young core that they just assembled. They would have had to give that up to match the contract of Zion for number 1. Number 2, not only would they have to give up, you're viewing Scoop the player. Scoop at that time would have been a pick, sir. And that's the difference.
Correct.
He was not, it would have been picks, and they would have had to give up the young core, which would have knocked them into a rebuild anyway. So that's why Portland did not do that. I do understand.
No, you don't, because New Orleans can give up picks, and
New Orleans don't have to give up picks. Portland would.
Okay, New Orleans can give up swap picks, however you want to say, because you said Scoot. Yeah, Scoot is the 3rd pick. So they not just want the third
But
pick.
they will have to
They
give up
call
their
it-
young core.
Listen.
Portland will have to give up their young
Because
core
Zion
to
is the
match the
prize. Just say that.
contract.
Zion
It
is the
don't
prize.
matter. It don't matter, right? This is what he don't understand. Zion is the big prize. So the Zion for the third pick and to give up whatever, whether it's Anthony Simons and whatever, to match with Dame, they could have did that. So you trying to act like New Orleans didn't make that call? You better believe they made that call. Now, just because Portland said no, of course they obviously said no. I never said Portland didn't say no, but you trying to say New Orleans didn't make that call? Yes, they did make that call.
No, they didn't make that call.
That would be retarded if you.
No, they didn't make that call.
Hold on. Time
No,
out.
they didn't make that
I'm gonna show
call.
you how that don't make no sense. Let me lay this out for you real quick. They
Because
was
we were
only
talking about
calling-
benching them for a whole season. We here. I'm here.
Okay,
We was talking about benching him for
lay
a
it out
whole
for you?
season.
Let me lay it out for you. If they call in Charlotte Hornets for Scoot Henderson, that's what it was reported. They giving up Zion. They want Scoot Henderson. They didn't come out and say they wanted Miller or to get a number 2 or 3 pick to get Miller or nobody else. It was specifically Scoot Henderson. And so if Hornets told them a while ago, okay, no, we going Brandon Miller, then you better believe if they want Scoot and he there for the third pick, the next guy to call is who? Portland. So you sound crazy if you don't think they made that call to
we
Portland.
was talking about benching them for a whole year. We was talking about the Pelicans. The Pelicans here in New Orleans was talking about benching Zion for a whole year.
Well, no, man, please. I never heard you listen.
That's what they was
you
talking
heard
about.
that in some I never heard that. Nobody ever said nobody. I don't know if anybody else on the panel heard.
We was talking about benching him for a whole year.
I never heard nobody
we was not
say that.
worried about. We was not worried about trading him one bit.
Y'all wasn't talking about no benching him for no year.
We was talking about benching him for a whole year.
Where did you hear that?
It even made the news here, and it was all over the radio here.
Like what? Sports? Where?
Q93, FM 98.
Oh,
102. 106.7.
That's funny. They make
that's
the
here.
national news. That would have made national. That would have made
the national news is also the one that won't Dame out of Portland. So that's what I'm saying. You sound crazy right now.
But listen. Zion was already out. Oh, you gotta remember, Zion was already out anyway.
No, he wasn't.
He was out. He didn't play.
Oh my
when
God.
Did he play?
He was not
He
playing.
was out like he was injured out.
Yeah,
injured
that's why
out.
we
Yeah,
wasn't
injured out.
worried.
Okay, yeah, that's
why we wasn't worried about it.
He's ready. Okay, when you say out, he's not out as far as being a Pelican. When before this happened, they said they wanted to call Charlotte to see if they can get Scoot, trade Zion. He was fully ready and recovered to start next season, this upcoming season. So with them, it wasn't no reports about him getting benched for no year. It wasn't no reports about them even wanting to trade him for nobody else but that number 2 pick or number 3 pick. So
I'm gonna tell you exactly why that. No.
That's what was
damn that Pope.
reported.
No.
Reported.
I'm literally gonna tell you why they was talking about benching him, because he called himself a mental health case. I don't want to get back on the court until I feel like Zion. And when he said that,
Man,
that was when they said, "Oh my God." He said that even on ESPN.
Yeah, well, I heard. But
I'm not going to get on the court until I feel like Zion, and that's a mental case.
Consider him a mental case, though. That's a lie. Because he said that, you trying to say they considered him a mental case? You sound crazy yourself.
Yes.
Saying some shit. I've never even heard that. Dex, have you heard that?
That's not a mental case?
Yeah,
that's not a mental case.
I've heard him say what you just said.
We talked about that at nauseum.
No,
some people
he
making fun
acknowledged
about
himself as a mental case. So what are you
He wasn't
talking
mentally
about?
ready to play.
No, man.
Exactly.
No. Yes, mentally ready to play because he didn't feel like Zion, meaning he wasn't 100%. Now he's a mental case. A mental case meaning a nigga like need to take meds.
He was able to play last year and did not play.
Zion a mental case.
He was able to play last year and did not play. He was able to play.
Yeah, he's not a mental case, bro. He wasn't mentally prepared to play, like feeling 100% on about his injury yet.
Stop splitting hairs, man. Stop
Not
splitting hairs,
that's
Pope.
no splitting
He
hairs,
he
bro. That's
made
a
himself
totally
a
different thing.
mental.
A mental
He made
case.
himself,
You
bruh.
are crazy for
He
even
made
saying something like
himself
that.
that by saying that. He made himself that.
How? Why?
As soon as he put that tag on himself, he made himself that.
So he put a
Just like
tag
the
on
same
himself
thing.
by saying because he ain't
Yes,
mentally ready to play because he don't feel
yes,
like Zion.
yes.
You
That's why they was talking
no,
about putting him in counseling.
that's
That's what they was talking.
that.
That's what the
So you
Pelicans
call
was
that a
talking about
mental?
doing.
So do you consider that somebody who's a mentally challenged?
That's the same thing like Ben Simmons.
No.
What are you
I asked
talking
you a
about?
question. No. Do you consider what
I
he
answered your
said?
No,
question.
he's not.
Was
No, Pope, he's not mentally challenged. He's far from being mentally challenged. But what we're
I
saying
said
is
okay?
same thing
he
like
was in
Ben
Was he
Simmons.
mentally
somewhat like a
Same
disturbed?
thing.
depression mode. He
That's
was
what
in
I'm
like a
trying to get.
depression mode.
And that's why they was talking about putting him in therapy for a whole year.
I don't care
That's
what
what
they
we
was
was
talking
talking
about. I
about
don't care
here.
who was
You don't
talking about
care,
what.
but that's what they was talking about,
No,
Pope.
no. Because
You don't
when a
care, but
person,
that's what they said. They
can
was talking about putting a man in counseling for a whole season, my
I never
dude.
heard
But
nobody
you
was talking
said you
about that.
don't
Like I said,
care.
that's only your word because I can tell you. You
Oh
can't
my
say where you heard
God.
this from. That was not
I'm
recorded
here in
nowhere
New
where the
Orleans
Pelicans was talking about putting him in therapy.
for a whole year.
But Pope,
Yes.
You gotta give Gemini the benefit of the doubt because he was on the
I
brink.
can't, because
I'm
I
here,
follow
bruh.
Zion. I fuck with Zion, so I know about
Oh
Zion.
my
And they talk
God.
and listen, anything Zion do, it make the head waves. So you don't that ain't gonna go unnoticed. Zion not the type of player where you can say we think he mentally challenged and he need therapy and we planning
No,
on benching
not
him for a
mentally
year
challenged where
and
he's
that's not
retarded,
going.
Oh
Pope.
my
Come on now.
God. See,
No, that's
That's
what
going too
niggas
far.
when you say
He was
somebody.
in a
Okay,
state of
time out.
depression.
Okay, we
he
got
was
okay.
in a
Hold on,
state of
hold on,
depression.
hold on.
Yes.
Let's clear it up then, because Gemini said mental case. What
That
is
is
a
a mental
mental
case.
case to you?
Depression.
Hold on, wait. Because a mental case to
Depression.
me, a person who you call a mental case
But
means a person who is mentally challenged, mentally
No,
disturbed.
no, no. See,
well, okay,
that's
that's
when
to
you're
him, but it's
uneducated.
okay.
No, no,
He
no.
can
Hold on,
have
hold
that.
on.
Pope
No,
can
no,
have that
Dex. No, stop,
because
Dex.
that's his
Stop, Dex.
understanding right
No,
now.
no, Dex. See, here's the thing. If you do not really understand mental health, now you're talking to somebody who has actually has PTSD from being in the war in Iraq. You're talking to somebody
Listen,
who be around vets who have been
right.
injured in
I
combat.
also
So
went to
so if you do
therapy
not
and I
if
paid
you're not educated on mental
$187 a
health,
week for
so if you're
therapy
not
for
educated
9
on that subject,
I
don't
said
speak on it
mentally
because
challenged or
we was
mentally
talking about
disturbed.
putting
and
this
Hey,
man.
hold on.
No, we was talking about putting this man in mental health
You
to get
said
him
mental
back to
case. So hold on.
Zion,
I asked you a simple question. You
to
diving
put
all
to
around it.
bake him back to
Since you're so
Zion.
educated, hold on, Gemini,
but
slow
we
down.
but we
Depression
Since you're
is
so
mental
educated
health.
but
on
we
mental
talking
health.
basketball mental case. Not
Yes.
society mental case. We talking basketball
All
mental
right,
case.
now, well, yeah, let's
So you
go to
gotta
that because
understand,
if
Pope, you
somebody say
taking it
mental
outside of
case,
the lines of basketball.
that's that we know what mental case
So
means.
we
A mental case when you call
game
somebody a
Ben
Zion was
Simmons
going
is
through
a mental
depression. Matter of
case.
fact, he just said that on Gill Arena. I just mentioned
Damn,
that on
bruh.
Gill Arena in Las
You
Vegas or
you
something
you have to
when
listen to what the
he was on
player
Gill
even
Arena show
telling
live.
you.
He mentioned
no,
going through
that
that.
ain't
He
forget what
mentioned going through
see no
depression because he wasn't on the court.
going through depression, of course, when this girl is on social
That is
media
no,
putting
that's
all this. Hold on,
before that he
hey,
was going
Gemini,
through.
can I speak, bro, without you
No,
interrupting
because
for
you're
one
lying right
second?
now, and I don't like
One
that, dog.
second,
Tell
one
the truth.
second. Can you chill out for a second? Because you every time I start talking, you start talking. Like,
You're lying.
okay, nobody's. I don't lying. What you mean?
Okay, let him go.
So listen,
Let him go, Jim. Let's see.
right,
Let him breathe.
chill out, bro. So it's like Zion, if he tells you he's not mentally ready to play basketball because his injury ain't, he don't feel like he's fully healthy. If he got to spell it out for you, that doesn't mean he's a mental case. So you need to watch what you say, how you say it. If you're gonna say shit, if you educated enough to say, "Oh, I know all about mental health," well then you shouldn't call somebody a mental case. If you're gonna say it, say basketball mentally he ain't prepared or something. But you don't make sense.
Okay, so now at this point, if you can be out there dunking the damn ball, doing shoot around and do your shoot around, you got to be past your injury. But then you just that's what I mean about talking out both sides of your mouth. Now you're trying to blame the girl when the situation of the mental health, just like with Ben Simmons, was before the girl situation even made public. But then now you're
What
trying
you
to
mean
bring up the
about Ben
girl
Simmons? Who you talking about? Nobody. You talking
because
about
it's a
Zion Williams?
similar situation.
No,
It's both of them are need
No,
treatment,
I'm not
and
bringing
that's why
no.
they
I'm
are
not bringing
mental
Ben
health
Simmons into this. We're talking
situations.
about Zion
They are
Williamson.
mental health
No,
situations
they're not mental
where
health.
they need
What Zion
treatment.
going through now is a mental situation where hell yeah, you might
Oh
need to go
my
talk to
God,
somebody.
you're
You
bringing up the
goddamn right.
girl now.
But
Think
the
before the
part of
girl.
him where you said he was mental, he's a mental case because he said he wasn't ready to play.
Before the girl became
He was not ready to play.
that.
But it was before the girl situation, Pope. You're trying to
What
bring
was
the girl
before
up
the girl
now. The
situation?
girl, yes, it was.
What was? I said, what was?
When he said, I do not feel like Zion. In fact, it was like 3 to
Correct.
4 months.
That doesn't mean you're
But
a
you're
mental
bringing up the
case.
girl and trying to compound the
No,
situation.
bro, no, you keep trying to. He said,
no, that
this
is
I
what
mean.
you're doing.
All right. We through with this. We done.
We need to
I'm
move
through.
on.
I can see it. We can move on. We can
While we
move on.
going bump the head,
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point.
But nevertheless, there's a possibility. I'm gonna put it like this. Nevertheless, there's a possibility that New Orleans reached out to Portland if Scoop was the object of their desire.
For sure. That was yes, that's a very high possibility that they reached out and Portland told them no thank you. We going Scoop, which believe you me, Zion wouldn't have been on a trade. He wouldn't be in these trade talks had they, I mean not Zion, but Dame. Dame wouldn't be in these trade talks. Had they pulled that trigger and got Zion with Dame, he'd have been a happy camper in Portland. But so they really decided, Portland strongly decided to say we going Scoop.
And also, let me further the conversation. Where was Zion when he was in recovery or rehab? Where was his location?
I couldn't
Wasn't
tell
in
you.
New Orleans.
No, yeah, I couldn't
Portland,
tell you.
Oregon. It was in Portland, Oregon.
Wasn't
That's
in New
where
Orleans.
he rehab.
He was up there with
Zion Williamson rehab in
Jeremy
Portland,
Grant.
Oregon.
He was up there with Jeremy Grant. He wasn't here in New Orleans. He was up there with Jeremy Grant.
So Portland, the front office, they went totally against Dame wishes. Dame knew they was all clear. Everybody was clear on, okay, if y'all, like Dex said earlier, y'all don't trade that third pick, I'm out of here. You trading me. Okay, Dame. With the number 3 selection, Portland Trailblazers select.
Adios, amigos.
Adios. They said, listen, we will not make the mistake the Hornets did. We see what we see in this kid. He's a franchise guy. And so thank you, Dame, for all of what you've done for us. But we lucky to get these type of guys. And that's how Charlotte should have took that approach. We lucky to come across niggas like Lamelo Ball, Scoot Henderson. We can't go grab no regular degular. We don't get nobody to come to us in free agencies, and you want to sit on the panel talking about we build through the draft. Okay, not drafting these type of cats you drafted. Oh no, you ain't building like the Golden State Warriors drafting Klay Thompson and Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Kevin Looney and
I'm gonna feel this way. I'm gonna feel this way to the day I die, and I hope it's not no time soon. You do not draft that number 2 pick if that number 2 pick can push out the litter that you got on your roster. I mean, like, hurl them out the way. You know what I'm saying? Blow them out the way. It shouldn't be no ifs, ands, or buts, no isms or schisms, no doubt when it comes to drafting number 2 and pushing somebody out the way or making way. Like, make room. Like the Portland Trailblazers did. They made room even to get Scoop. People got traded. That didn't happen with Charlotte.
Charlotte not doing that because
that's what I'm saying.
Nobody want those contracts. But No Panic was saying anybody in the NBA would take those contracts.
If they really want the player. I mean, there's no
really want those 2 players.
Yo, we about to get up out of here.
All right,
y'all can stay on them. Y'all know the drill.
All right, Flight.
Shout out Gemini. Salute to everybody in the chat. Peace and love.
All right.
Flight